Turn your mic off, Sam.
But my HEX from the fucking start. Point one every day we mark. But my HEX from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. But my HEX from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the HEX, he is moving. Looking at why they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pulsechain's out to get me a check. Beef gas up and got me a mess. Remember the times they died collect. HEX, I mean eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this Pulsechain lingo. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this Pulsechain lingo. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. But my HEX from the fucking start. Sacrificing all the bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. But my HEX from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday.
What's up, fam? GRC, Sam Stoll.
What's up, everybody? How is everybody doing today? We're going to go into some very interesting stuff. We were going to contrast what we talked about yesterday with the Power City folks and take a look at LiquidLoans to draw some parallels here, and we'll give you the information and you decide, right? We were asking questions. We learned a lot, right? They're cool people and everything, but let's draw some contrast. Like,
because let's not forget what this channel is all about for one fucking second. Don't you dare. We're not friends, no feelings, no shilling. We are here to dig into detail. And if you're afraid of detail, get away from my show. And if you're afraid to come on my show because your project lacks detail, I'm not saying anyone's project in general, but I'm saying in the future, I just want to dig in, right? There's a lot of these unanswered questions, none of them about projects in particular. I want them answered. I don't want marketing jib jab. I'm done with the marketing jib jab. I know you have a YouTube channel. I know you have a Twitter channel. I know you DM everyone all day, but what's going on behind the scenes, Sam?
Yes, correct. Because so we can get to it in a minute, but I still have some concerns about Power City.
I want you to speak on them. We'll let some people get in here. We had Power City. The guys were great, super nice, a lot of dense information. Sam, what's your take?
So I do appreciate their time and learning a lot of stuff, but I still have some concerns, right? Why do you want to own the liquidity and not provide that to the community? Question number one, like, do you think it's going to be a better service to the community, or do you just want to take that for the core because then you get to decide how much gets paid out? I'm asking you a question.
You have to say it, and they know you have to say it. If they're a good business, they know you have to say that because you just hit the nail on the head. But they could have reasons for that. We don't know. Clarification, maybe more, but we know business. We know business, Sam.
There's another thought, and obviously people are new. They've never done these types of things. Crypto is relatively new for most folks. So
crypto, finance, marketing, it's very.
And when you look at, and we're going to contrast this to LiquidLoans in a minute, but I told GRC this morning, I was like, I gotta get this off because I was thinking about this yesterday, and I want to make sure people have all the information. And I think I could have done a better job of communicating this yesterday. So, right, the liquidity, I don't know. I would rather provide some type of clarity, transparency around that instead of the arbitrary amounts that might be paid out or might not be paid out. There's a lot of opportunity for manipulation when there's so much opacity, or like if it's very foggy out, like you can't tell what's going on, right? If the fog is very, very close to your eyes when you're out and about doing things or driving your car, you don't know what is in front of you. And when there's some opacity around what is taking place with fees, like in terms of how the ratio can be changed for these different projects. That's one way to manipulate things. When you own the liquidity and you get to see the flow of things coming in and out, there's also ways to manipulate things there. I don't know. They seemed great guys. Like they're providing, is what they told us, is they're providing a value to the Pulse community. They might have the best intentions. It might be super profitable, even above and beyond this. I just have these concerns with my finance background on these things. There's a thing called a CFA, and in there, its objective is to try to understand what is going on. And these are some of the concerns. Same thing with the NAS, right? Nodes as a service. In the paper, it says they're going to have node providers, and then they're going to connect them with the people who want what is on the node, right? Cool. That's cool. That's a broker. That's probably a service, especially then the node providers can earn on a node that is not yielding anything for them. Like, okay, cool. That sounds fantastic. The next sentence says we're going to own them and operate them. So when you look at that, you might not pay attention to it because at the surface level, you're like, okay, cool, that makes sense, right? But when you look at it and you think about it a little bit deeper, they're two completely different fucking models. One is bringing people together and taking a fee of that, right? Cool, you're helping provide value and connecting the community. I agree, like there should be some type of reward for that. But when you decide to own all the nodes and you just rent that out, that's a completely different model. It's a 100% completely different model.
Sam, you're giving me goosebumps, not because I want to shit on anyone, because nobody understands that this is how deep you have to look into these things, guys. Detail. Please don't stop looking until you have detail. And if someone's not giving you detail, tell them to get the fuck out of the room and talk to someone else who is, because everything that's not detail in this world today is bullshit. Nowadays.
And they seem awesome people.
I'm not even talking about them. When I go on my rants, guys, I'm not talking about anyone in particular. They know that. They're sweet guys. I'd love to talk to them again as soon as possible. And they're cool as fuck, by the way.
Yes. And they've both been in the community longer than I have been in the community.
But we're journalists.
And I'm going to just, those are concerns of mine. Like, and there was probably one or two other things in there that were concerns, but then like the tiny home thing, and if they actually get some type of formalized thing with the company that, like with the block, so there's a block homes, right? Tiny homes that they're coming out, and the NFT, you can basically buy a physical house with an NFT kind of thing. Like that's super cool. Like I'm very fascinated by that. That could be its own project in and of itself. It's just that company has been talking about releasing these tiny homes. I think it's called Block something. They've been talking about the tiny homes for I think the last year or two, and they're very limited in their production of how they're doing it. So there's some questions for me. I think they have potentially some really good intentions. There's, in my point of view, a lot of opportunity for increased transparency in the details of what is actually taking place in it. There's a thing called a prospectus or a offering memorandum in the financial community in legacy land, right? You can think of like those terms as like a syllabus, right? Probably most people went to college. What does your syllabus do? Gives you the fucking outline of the class, right? You just like week one we do this, do this, do this. This is our outline for what we're gonna do. Similar to this is our roadmap of what we're gonna do with all of the different. Thank you for the name, Boxably or something like that. This is the outline. So there's people who are brand new at these things, and I'm sure that they're trying their best, and I would like to think that these. Right, they seem really great, that they have good intentions. It's just these are some of the things that could, like, I would like more clarity on how are the things going to be split up in terms of fees. And yes, this is brand new. There's still plenty of time to do this, right? Like they're just in the very beginning stages. So I mean, they could update, to version 2.0 for their white paper, and all of these answers could be done. But then
Sam, I cannot spend the whole episode with you ranting about the same thing. We can do a whole episode on it though. That's the freedom of doing whatever the fuck you want, guys. You can do whatever the fuck you want every day when you wake up in the morning. And Sam taught me that. Literally, I want you guys to know this. I want to give you some perspective. Let me open it up to maybe there's some new people in here, random people in here, guys that haven't met me yet. My name is GRC, Jim Rat Crypto. I'm a freedom fighter. I can't be paid off, and I fucking call people out all the time. And I've been doing it for years in my micro communities as far as what I was into at the time. But guess where I landed? Look where, out of all the places, Sam, GRC could have landed. I feel like I'm in the throne because I see bullshit everywhere. And it's not any liquid loans or anything. I just want to say in general, and if they don't agree with this, then they're bullshit. Everyone's bullshit. There's so much bullshit now, Sam. And I'm not talking about projects, marketing. I can't even turn my TV on. I can't even leave my house. I have no car because my insurance is robbing me. What is going on in this world? I will scream it to the rooftops to everyone every single day until I die. And I don't care how many people, my family, everyone thinks I'm fucking crazy. It's not. Everything I say is detailed. I think about these things. I discuss them with my friends constantly, and I double back on everyone to make sure my perspective's good and I'm coming at it from a clear and healthy mind. Don't I, Sam? I'm always ready to hear it, Sam. I'm always ready to hear it. Even if I think something you're about to say is maybe not what I want to do, I always just shut the fuck up and actually listen. I don't let it. The ego is there to fucking confuse you. We're cutting through fat on this channel. We're destroying Furus, and we want to make this. We don't care about money, me and Sam. If we have money to pay the bills and fucking do this, fuck yeah, we will freedom fight for the rest of our lives. This is what we like to do. We're gym rats. We don't need anything. We like to work out and eat healthy. We go to bed at 8:30. Like, you know what I mean? So that's me. Right.
But that's also, so that's, I think that's beautiful. Thank you for saying that. Cause I think, in my opinion, you had mentioned this yesterday, right? And you just mentioned it now, right? You turn on the television and it's fucking propaganda. Or maybe it was this morning you mentioned it, right? It's just trash. Like it's literal garbage. Like you have, listen to this, guys, in the comments. And we're going to touch on some of the comments. GRC will do that in just a minute. We have an entire night dedicated to awarding people financially and with attention to being the best fake person, called the Oscars. We have an entire night dedicated to propaganda and fakeness. Think about that for a second. People are over that BS. Why do you think they're dying? Why do you think they pull stunts like this? Because
I know we
don't
have
want
to,
do
Sam.
it.
Now I'm just realizing that we have a thumbnail and I wrote a description and everything about a certain subject that we have to go into. So we have to stop right here and dive in. I know.
Okay, why don't you touch on some of the comments, and then I have plenty of notes on LL.
Okay, let's work it, guys. Clip right here, 1305 for my notes. That's when we're starting LL talk. Okay, guys. None of that had anything to do with liquid loans, by the way. That's truthfully what we say about every fucking person and thing in this world all the time. That's all we talk about. Literally, we just talk about how cool ideas we have and other people that are lying about other ideas that aren't as cool. So, God, like the stream, subscribe to the stream. Liquid Loan. Oh, fuck! I punched the mic. Liquid Loans 101, guys. Let's get into it, bottom to top. First of all, I think Liquid Loans has great potential. Off the bat.
So the first, what drew you into Liquid Loans? Because I'll tell you what drew me in after you're done. But like, I think I'm
a pleb, so I got drawn in by the fancy marketing, the fun, like it was attached to Pulsechain, and I just, I had to connect dots later. But I was like, oh, this is fun, this is cool. I sacked for it, But again, guys, when I'm sacrificing maybe 1% or 2% of my shit, like maybe, if that. Like I just want to be able to move around systems. So I like to put money into them if I have enough extra to do so. I like to inject money into all these systems because I'm a professional now. So I want to learn all the systems, right, Sam? So what drew me into Liquid Loans? One, they said I didn't have to sell my Pulse. That's all that drew me in. I wanted to know more right then. And I understood about collateralizing beforehand. I understood about loans beforehand to the normie. Sam, what drew you in right off the bat?
So I liked real estate. And one of the things about real estate, right, like this property here, is that when the government just goes through and prints money, real estate goes up in value, which allows you to collateralize that and pull money out to buy more assets. And then you see this conceptualized in a crypto protocol. And I was like, ooh, this is interesting, where it has lower costs. So if I borrow money here, I got to pay the bank back because they have overhead, they have shareholders, they have people that they need to pay out to do that. LiquidLoans has zero interest rate. Zero. Yes, zero. We can explain how all that works in a moment. So that was like super exciting to me. And then when you dive into the details of how all this works, I was like, ooh,
well, that's where you have to fill me in, because I'm not going to lie. Like, I've been doing this shit full time, guys, really going hard, trying to figure out how to, and Sam is my resource. Like, I try to provide him with as much as I can through my resources so he can do his resource, which is digging into details. But then, of course, I want it right back. I need to know. I need to know exactly what's going on. So, Sam, as far as the details, let's go bottom to top. This is not something that's out yet, guys. For anyone who's new, for anyone who's not here, LiquidLoans does not exist for the most part. I mean, maybe it exists on someone's computer, but it doesn't exist as far as to us. The sacrifice phase ended today. As correct me if I'm wrong, the sacrifice phase ended today. That's kind of breaking news. It's kind of breaking.
Really, I
saw something about that. There was like 4 hours remaining, but I don't know if that was last night or this morning that I saw it.
Okay, I thought it may have already ended, but I'm 100% just
Let's
guessing.
see if we can.
I have the site pulled up. I just don't see anything about the sacrifice here anymore.
Well, I think it's Pulse. Hold on, I had it pulled up.
No worries. So I'll pull. Yeah, if you pulled up. I also shared with you the site so that you can. By the way, their site is beautiful. I think the way that they designed it, I think, is very nice. I think we should go through and describe the details of how it actually is laid out, and then you should ask anytime you're like, what does that mean? Or anybody in the comments, you're like, what does that mean?
Ask for clarification.
Yes, and there's still question I have on this.
And maybe I could fill you in on some other stuff too that's maybe branched off that you haven't read yet.
Yes. Okay. So HEXCat said that Sacrifice for LL ended on the 21st at noon UTC time. Thank you.
No. What sacrifice ended today? Or maybe I was reading an old tweet. Maybe I was researching hashtags, guys. Actually, I'm sorry if I said something wrong on that. That's fine.
Okay. Well, there's two different answers, so I'm not sure exactly which one I was right, but I do think
sacrifice day one, by the way. So if that makes anyone feel about my position, I just wanted to give it a little go, but it was just a little amount, guys. Nothing serious. Just because I don't really buy shit like that. I don't have enough money to like buy random shit.
Yeah, correct.
I would probably buy a lot of it if I could.
Okay, so I shared the screen with you, and let's walk through that. Let's walk through this diagram on how everything is laid out for their site. So hopefully you can see that.
Good to see you, A-Bit, by the way, one of the best hexagons in the world. Infamously, the best hexagon in the world in some circles. A-Bit, Hex, always supporting the show, stopping in. He's the real deal, guys. Give him a follow. Check him out. He's really cool. He drives supercars and does Hex shit all day, and it's really cool.
Okay, so I just shared that with you. Can you pull that thing up here so we can show people what is up? Okay, so you're good. Okay, so you get Pulse, right? Pulse is launching. PulseX is also launching. You're going to have Pulse, and you're probably not going to want to sell Pulse. So what you can do is take your Pulse, and I'm just going to go left to right. You take your Pulse and you put it into a smart contract. Their name for the smart contract is called a vault. So say, for example, you have 100 G's of worth of Pulse, and you put that into a vault. Now, you can pull out up to a collateralization rate of about 110%, or it's exactly 110%, which translates to about 90% of the value you could pull out if you wanted to. But remember, that is extremely risky. Highly recommend not doing that unless you don't want your Pulse, because you will get default, and then you will lose all your Pulse. So you get USDL. Now, you get USDL from putting your Pulse into the smart contract. because, and I want to, so this is the, and I apologize to bring this up again about Power City, but this is the thing. You brought this up at the end, and I'm just drawing some contrast here because I know you're like, let's stay away from that.
No, I'm not saying that for a negative reason, just because I try to be organized because I have ADD. But go on, please.
Is there admin keys? Right, Power City, you don't have admin keys. You don't control the admin keys, so that's a risk that you have to take into consideration. Power City, LiquidLoans, you get admin keys. They don't have any admin keys. Cool, right there. It's a win for LiquidLoans over Power City. And
that's always something. That's a normal thing that people look for when they're investing in a crypto. That's one of the classic check marks, right, Sam?
Yes, like you want somebody to be able to take all your money. If they fall on a hard time or they get scammed, they can take your shit. Like,
but it's also very important because I'm always playing devil's advocate. Guys, there's a lot of centralized companies that could tank at any moment if the owner wanted to, but they decide not to. So there's risk. It's a risk thing, guys. We're talking about investing. What are we talking about? Risk management. That's it, really, at the end of the day. So whenever we mention something, just know there's risk. It doesn't mean this project sucks because there's one thing on it that I don't like. So I will. Oh, they could blow it out of the gate and destroy shit. Go on, Sam.
So there's a comment here from Crypto GRFX. The problem, by the way, why don't you give him a preview real quick because we've got a show coming up with him, I think. Don't we? On Sunday?
Are you talking about cryptographics?
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What about cryptographics? Yeah.
We have a show coming up this Sunday. So if you guys,
guys, I'm having cryptographics on. Don't really know the guy, but I checked out his channel. It's freaking sick. It's sick, dude. Sam, I watched like 4 of his videos in a row last night when I was drinking tea. I was locked in. Like I had my computer out. I was doing the test net. This dude, I bought in. I liked his stuff. It's not from a maxi set point, but he's clearly a hexagon because he knows exactly what he's talking about and he loves the projects. Guys, give Crypto GRFX in the chat a little follow. He's coming on Sunday. We're going to make a super cool thumbnail because I know he's good with graphics and he'll help me. That means you need to help me now.
So now Cryptographics mentions the problem I have with the idea of collateralizing Pulse is that from what I have seen, they talk about how wealthy don't sell assets and they collateralize it. But I can't imagine they don't buy half. I'm not sure what that means, but when you think about somebody, so what is the thing that Richard Hart says? Who gets wealthy? People who like build the asset, right?
There's two people in crypto that get wealthy off. There's 2 types of people that get wealthy off crypto: crypto founders and crypto hodlers.
So that the same thing fucking holds for the legacy world we live in. People who flip homes. Yeah, that's cool. That's called a job, right? But if you buy homes and you rent them out and you extract a little bit of value from them, there's benefits to that, whether it's taxes and appreciation and other things that you can take from that. That is the idea behind this. They're not going to sell the house to capture the liquidity of the house if it's appreciated. They're going to go through and put a loan on that. And the reason is because a loan here in the United States is not taxed. Debt is not taxed. So think about this: if you have a
exchanges get rich too. So that's
pardon?
Exchanges get rich too. People that found exchanges, I guess.
Yep. Oh yeah, 100%. But there's again so the founders are the people who just buy shit and hold it forever, right?
Yeah. So the founders of exchanges and crypto. So thank you for the.
Yes. Okay. So let's take a look back at this chart here. So you get USDL, right? So you're collateralizing your Pulse. Like you want to run the numbers. Maybe I'll do a separate like analytical video on my channel where I can run the numbers to see like the dropping point of like how much risk you're going to take based upon the volatility of Pulse. So you get USDL. That's a stable coin that's pegged to Pulse. So when you look at USDC is the only one I know about, but there's plenty of other stable coins out there that I don't know anything about. USDC, right, remember the first thing here? No admin keys? Well, USDC can fuck you over if they so choose to, right? They're choosing not to. We don't know if they get hacked. We don't know. If
That's a point of controversy for sure, too. Like everyone's aware of that, and that is a big deal, and people are trying to fix that, I'm pretty sure, in the near future.
And that is not an issue with LL. That is not an issue with LL because the USDL, well, two things here. You don't have an admin key for the USDL, and it is not pegged to USD. So if there potentially becomes some issues when it's pegged to something in legacy world. So you can peg the USDL to $1 worth of Pulse instead of pegging it to the dollar, and you can get rid of some of those issues by putting it further away and just looking at it slightly differently. Now, if you have 100 grand, to say you pull out 50 grand, what are you going to do with the 50 grand? Well, you could spend the $50,000, right? You could take that $50,000 and invest it into, say, another project. You go buy like a down payment on something in the physical world, or go buy crap that you want in the physical world, right? Or you could take that USDL and go, switch it for something else, to stake it into another project or whatever. Or you could put it into their stability pool. In their stability pool. So this GRC, I think you'll like this portion of it.
I'm locked in. Keep going.
So your 50 Gs. You take that and you stake it in their stability pool, which I believe, and I have to read through the white papers. This is some just notes of going back through because I already read through it once. In the stability pool, you're going to earn fees. So there's, from my remembering, I read the white paper, a couple weeks ago. I got to read it again to get the exact details of it. There's 4 fees that I remember. When you initiate a loan, you're going to have a fee. Remember, because there's no interest rate, right? So you pay a tiny little fee to do that. When you close out a loan, there's a tiny little fee. When you default, right, you lose your shit. So there's a tiny little bit of a fee there. And when you redeem, I think it's USDL for Pulse, I think there's a little bit of a redemption fee there as well. So there's 4 different types of fees. I don't remember how these are split up between the stability pool and the loan pool. If you take your USDL and you put it into the stability pool, you earn 2 things: more Pulse from those fees and the loan token. So the loan, if you have questions, go ahead and interrupt me. The loan token.
No, I'm just reading this guy's tweet. He says, I don't know. This guy's freaking out about something.
You can read it out.
He's like, they're like, oh, good job doing research. I'm like, we're doing the research right now, you dumbass. Like, shut the fuck up and get out of here, you dork.
If you want to see the white paper, I've already done a video on that, and you can.
Yeah, like I'm here running a show, bro. You can ask my D, literally.
So you get this loan token and you get Pulse by staking your USDL. And you should be able to withdraw from the staking pool at any moment. Now, you get this loan token. What can you do with this loan token? Well, you can go sell that loan token, or you could put that into the loan staking pool. So remember those fees that I just mentioned? Some of those fees go to the stability pool.
All right, I'm sorry, I just called that dude out. And I totally misread it, and he was not saying that at all. And I'm sorry for calling you a dick.
Hey, go. That's perfectly fine. Go. You want to read the comment?
No, sorry, Icelander. He just said something, and I thought it was about me, and then because I'm usually reading shit talk, and then blah blah blah.
You're good.
Sorry,
okay.
Man, you're the man.
No worries. So we all make mistakes. It's not a big deal, just here. Like, we all make mistakes 100%. Okay, so you can take your loan token and you can stake that. When you do that, so say if you did this right from start to finish, you take your Pulse. You pull out 50% of that, or some number that allows you to protect yourself with the volatility. You take that and you put it into the stability pool. Mm-hmm. Now you earn a loan token and you earn Pulse. Yep. You take your loan token, you stake that, and now you earn more USDL.
Wow.
And more Pulse.
Yeah.
So if you follow the sequence all the way through, you can earn Pulse in 2 different ways. And more USDL to spend.
It's like a whole system. It's like a whole financial system within its own thing.
And so now you can think about this, right?
But it begs to ask the question: Is this a competitor one-on-one with, like, in your opinion, is this a competitor?
So you
on the Pulsechain for resources other than just the loans, because
What do you mean?
No, it's not
Curious.
really. I'm just trying to see, like, because there's always a value prop, right? Like, this is a sacrifice for Pulsechain that is kind of supporting Pulsechain by not letting people sell it. But at the same time, you can buy this and use this system and not necessarily get Pulse at all if you want.
What do you mean exactly?
Never mind. I'm
No. Explain. No. Explain.
No,
Talk it out.
I don't want to keep talking because I can't think of my thought well enough while I'm listening.
Trying to read the comments.
So, guys,
Okay.
just know, I'm kind of at the vault part where you can stake your loan token. That's kind of where my mind is right now. So let's talk. When I'm staking that loan token, it seems like I can earn USDL and Pulse.
Correct.
What? That's a lot.
Go ahead, but follow that through. Go to the middle section, right? So you have 10 grand of Pulse, 10 grand USD value worth of Pulse, whatever that translates to into shares, and you put that into the vault, their smart contract. So now there's two awesome parts about this. Remember my house. If I do this house, right, there's going to be a term that says I have to pay an interest rate and I need to pay this back in a certain amount of time. So you have these two pieces in the legacy world. I've got to pay 5% interest on the loan for the house, right, if I'm refining or something, and I need to pay that back over 30 years. Now, what if you took both of those pieces away? Because think about this. This is a protocol. By the way, it's also non-custodial and immutable, not two pieces, according to the Power City guys, right? That is not immutable, can't be changed and manipulated.
Right.
Where this cannot. So
right.
that's
and I understand that concept, and that's important. That's really important, guys. For you that don't know what we're talking about, that's about your money being able to get it liquidated by another human being. That's all that is, right, Sam? At the brass tacks of it, right? There's another man with a beating heart
that can fuck your shit up.
That can fuck your shit up. Another man with a beating heart. That's my whole thing. It's never about the project. It's always about, I've been through weird ass shit. I know what going through weird ass shit seems like. I don't know what the fuck I would do with that money when I'm going through weird ass shit.
How many times?
I'm being honest, dude. I've gone through times where I said, fuck everyone. I don't care about nothing no more. If I had the resources, I just didn't have any resources.
Correct. And now imagine if people get addicted to drugs, right? People do dumb shit. Family members die. Girlfriends, boyfriends break up, right? Like accidents happen, right? So these are all pieces to that person that can impact that person that has access to your shit. Like I personally don't like that. Right.
I want to talk about another thing before I forget. Liquid-E. We have to bring it up. They have all the guys. Clip this right here. 3247. Guys, Liquid-E already did all of this stuff. Not exactly like Pulse, not exactly like LiquidLoans is doing it, of course. But this is a fork of Liquid-E that had all the funding in the world by the very large venture capitalists and failed miserably, as far as I've heard. Okay, so that means there was a project just like this on Ethereum that had funding and it failed. I was going to ask the guy if he came on. That was going to be my first question. I was going to say, why did they fail? Why did they fail? And what are you doing different? So we can pull up Liquid-E. It's still here. The venture capitalists are all still there. The website's still there. I don't know.
So can somebody in the comments, by the way, I think we were 2 people away from an all-time high. We got to 79 all-time high the other day. We're at 76 right now, so we're 3 away now. So if we get to 80, that'll be dope.
Long Vacation says liquid. I can never say it right. Liquidity had. Oh God, that hurts me to say. Liquidity had bad marketing, and that could be very fucking true. But I don't know much about big money and bad marketing. If I know anything. Big money, like the venture capitalists I'm staring at on the advisors board right here, the same ones that are used on Coinbase, probably know a thing or two about marketing.
But they fucked up with the admin keys.
They could have fucked one thing up, and it could have been a major blow up. Does anyone know specifically why Liquid-E failed, or maybe like a reason or a point that we could look into about why Liquidity wasn't what it could have been? It could have been due to fees. We could just be talking that the fees were too much on ETH, and ETH just wrecked everything. This could be a lot of ETH's fault, that crypto's adoption. Sam, are you frozen? Sam froze. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway. Yeah, so let's talk about that real quick, guys. I'll pull myself up for real quick. What's up, guys? Let me read some comments while I'm chilling because Sam got dropped out. He'll be back in a minute. He gone. Is LL coming on? They might come on. Who knows? I don't know. I asked them last night, and I had a misunderstanding that everyone is messaging me on Telegram, and it's pissing me off because I am doing a show. Not the guys that I'm friends with, like other people. Good morning, Sequoia. How are you doing? If you're not following Sequoia, go check her out. She has a collection of NFTs. I don't know if you're able to see them or whatever, but ask her about them because they're probably really cool. And I love NFTs. No, nothing wrong with admin keys. It didn't fail. Okay, so they are not a fail. So why was everyone telling me earlier they were a fail? That's why I got to research more. Fuck. There's only so much time in the day, guys. I need to bring experts on because I can't learn fast enough. Or I'm just stupid. But guys, liquidity didn't fail. It looks like ROI is not a fail. Liquidity is working. Okay, I've never heard of liquidity until today, and I've been around a little bit. So maybe their marketing is bad. Maybe it is just bugging me. Sorry, guys. My co-host went and I had liquidity didn't fail, just stagnated, multiple reasons there. Yeah, so maybe I'm being a little hard on them. Liquidity did not fail. Yeah, okay. Conception turned. Liquidity did not fail. Liquidity is incredibly successful. LOL. Come on, man. That's why we're learning here. So don't come on, man, me. Because I will, don't know, maybe just do nothing. Liquidity. It's like a bird call. Liquidity. Sam will be right back. His computer died. Oof, that's rough. Tell him to get his cell phone out. Oh, yeah. Tangent. Come on over, buddy. And before I embarrass myself with my lack of knowledge and incredibly horrible ability to remember information on the fly, but I'm still making it happen, guys. I'm trying my best here. All I know is I am transparent, I am honest, and I will always pay attention to the truth as it comes to me in real time. That's why I'd like to stream. This is how I research in general with Sam. Like when I'm doing research, I'm generally with Sam. Well, not with Sam, but like thinking. He kind of taught me how to do research, if that makes sense. He's been my life coach. Oh shit. He's been my life coach. So for a long time. So he's taught all this. So he's an expert, but at the same time, hold on. I gotta tag a couple people while I'm talking. Good radio. Boom, boom, boom. I hope everyone is doing good though. And I hope that for all you guys in there that think I'm an idiot and think I don't know what I'm talking about, I want you to know you're absolutely right. And you should never take financial advice from me. You should never take fitness advice from me. You should never take pharmacology advice from me. You should never take biology advice from me. You should never take any advice from me on the things that I do because I'm not an expert. I didn't go to school and get a little piece of paper. Therefore, that's how it goes. I got Tangent coming on here, and I'm really excited about that. You guys know I love my Aussies. You know I love my Aussies. I can't even read the comments at this point because I'm afraid I said something stupid, and I'm afraid everyone. The long vacation. I wasn't talking about marketing. And if you're going to come in here and get all mad about me because I'm not spot on, I'm just talking. But I didn't say liquid. I didn't say LL. It's not marketing. That would make no sense. I'm literally using their marketing on my thumbnail. Mm-mm-mm. 84 in here and just GRC. Guys, let me plug some shit while I'm at it because I have a minute before Tangent gets in here. I've been working my ass off for a month, just doing this YouTube stuff. Quit my job. It's been fun. It's been amazing. It's changed. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Now we're talking, baby. Hoo. He's in it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. Sam's going to be happy about this one. Sam is going to be tickling pink. And I hope nobody hates me or is mad at me because I am an ADD freak. Jesse!
What's going on, man?
What's up, dude? How are you?
Good.
Dude, what good time. What the?
I've got like 15 minutes.
Cool.
Jesse, what's up, brother? Hey, thank you.
Sam, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna shut my mouth. Jesse, it was wonderful to meet you, and I hope we can talk again sometime.
Thanks for coming on, Jesse. Okay, so I appreciate you taking the time. Good to see you again. With the fees, I had a question around the fees. Is there 4 types of fees? When initiation of a loan, closing of a loan.
Nope.
Okay, and then default and redemption. Can you explain all of the fees involved across the whole sequence?
Yep. There's 2 fees.
Okay.
There's only 2 fees total in the whole protocol. There's a borrowing fee, and that's typically 0.5%. That fee goes straight to the stakers of the loan token. Goes nowhere else. All right. Now, other platforms have fees as well, right? If you went to Uniswap or PulseX or something like that, there's always going to be some sort of fee that gets shaved off and it goes somewhere.
Of course.
LiquidLoans is no different. There's a fee to use the service, and the fee goes straight to the stakers of the protocol. And it's worth noting there's no interest, right? So there's no like monthly payment or anything like that. Just a one-time fee at the beginning. Now, on the other end of this, every USDL is directly redeemable for $1 worth of Pulse.
Question on that. So yes, I want to finish all of like the fees and everything, like, because I know we talked about it, and that was like literally after a week of me learning about like crypto. So I'm like we had talked to her, like, what is this guy asking these questions about? Sounds like a brand new person. I was. Okay. I saw that when I was doing some research for this video. USDL can be redeemed for PLS. Is that accurate?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be another way to acquire Pulse in a sense. Not like, yes, you're going to pay 2 transaction fees, right? But it could be another way to like set up or position in Pulse. Would that be accurate? Because I could just go acquire USDL without acquiring Pulse and then put it in for redeeming it for Pulse.
Well, everything's swappable for Pulse, right? So you can get some HEX and you could swap it for Pulse. You could go buy some Sheeb and you could swap it for Pulse. Everything's always swappable for Pulse over on the DEXs.
But in the protocol, though.
But inside the protocol, there's also this thing called the redemption, where every USDL is redeemable for $1 worth of Pulse. Now, you wouldn't typically want to go pick up USDL and then do redemptions because there's a 0.5% borrowing fee to do a redemption. And that fee floats all the way up as high as 5% as well, just like the borrowing fee. And it's actually cheaper just to go swap something on a DEX, right? So you're not going to lose. You don't want to like throw away money just to throw away money. Yeah, so redemptions don't happen all the time, but they have to be. There has to be a redemption feature in place to help peg the price of USDL back to $1. Okay, so let me explain.
Please.
Everything on these decentralized exchanges moves in price, to include stable coins. So USDC is usually worth $1 as an example, but sometimes it costs 95 cents. Sometimes it costs 90 cents. There's even been times where it's only 75 cents. So if the thing that a stable coin is paired to, or any coin for that matter, dumps in price. So let's say Pulse does a 10% dump in price. The thing that Pulse is paired to is dumping in the same value because they're tied together in that pool. So if Pulse does a 10% dump, if Pulse is paired to HEX, HEX will also do a 10% dump at that moment in time. USDL will do a 10% dump at that moment in time. So USDL will go from $1 to 90 cents if Pulse that it's paired to dumps 10%. Okay. So you have so to fix that and to bring the value of any stablecoin back to $1, all stablecoins have some sort of redemption feature where, oh, cool, there's cheap stablecoins over here, but you're enticed to buy it and change the ratios in those pools, bringing it back to $1, because you know that you can always take that stablecoin back to whatever protocol it was produced at, whether that was the Maker protocol or that was Liquidity or LiquidLoans, and you can always swap that or redeem it back for $8 worth of Pulse. So you just change the ratios in the pools, bringing it back to $1, and you just arbitrage that price difference, and you brought it back, like you got your dollars worth of Pulse for each of those USDL.
So what I'm just going to paraphrase for everybody who's listening. So what Jesse's saying is shit goes down by 25%, so it's 75 cents. But if you take that and you at the cheap price, you can bring it over to the protocol and you get $1 worth of it. So it effectively works as a mechanism to stabilize that so that you don't get, just like you have the variability in USDC. If I'm understanding, please correct me if I'm.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. That's exactly how it works. Now, some people will ask, well, where does that Pulse come from that it gives you? Because when you redeem, your USDL will actually burn itself out of existence, and your wallet will have Pulse that shows up. Or where did that Pulse come from? It actually obtains that Pulse from the riskiest vaults, the guys who are about to be liquidated, and it saves them from liquidation. It raises their collateral health, and it raises the entire health of the LiquidLoans ecosystem every time there's a redemption that happens. Because redemptions are always going to happen during a market dip. Otherwise, there's no, like I said, it's normally cheaper just to go swap on a DEX if you want Pulse. If you have USDL, you want Pulse, just go swap on a DEX. But there are times, if there's a big market dip, where it's more profitable to do a redemption. And it's also helpful to the protocol because it will raise the collateral health, because it's taking that Pulse from the lowest collateralized vaults, from the people who are about to be liquidated. And instead of liquidating them, it just pays a portion of their loan, takes just enough Pulse to do the redemption, and it raises their collateral health.
Oh, I didn't understand that last time we were talking. Okay, so that's fascinating.
I don't know how long it would have taken me to understand that on my own, but that's amazing.
Because that didn't click for me the last time we spoke, a month and a half or whatever that was. So you have, say, 50 people who have loans out, right? And they all have varying degrees of, hey, I have $1 million worth of Pulse, and I'm going to take $10,000 out. And then you have somebody who has 10 grand, and they're going to take out $5,000 worth. So the amount they're collateralized, or basically the risk of the loan for everybody who's listing, just means that, like, if the price comes down more, that one that took out 5,000 of 10,000 is way more likely to get liquidated because the price can come down 50% relatively easily.
Right.
So when somebody has USDL, they go in and they say, hey, here's 1,000 USDL on that example. There's 1,000 USDL. That goes against that 10,000 and 5,000 example, reducing it from 5,000 USDL to 4,000 USDL, and taking the equivalent amount of Pulse out of there, which
correct,
because you're changing that ratio, it thus increases the collateralization of that, which the protocol.
Right.
Correct. Okay.
Right.
Fantastic.
And then that lowest collateralized vault just became more collateralized because their collateral health just went up. Right. You just help that guy. Now, everyone needs to understand, when you take a loan, you can be redeemed against.
Yes.
Like you put Pulse in and you minted USDL. Somebody can come in behind you and put USDL back in and get Pulse. Okay. But it happens from the bottom up. So it's only from the lowest collateralized vault to the top. So if you don't want that to happen to you, don't be the guy who sits at 110% right at like the liquidation point, because somebody's probably going to redeem against you in a market dip.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're saying loans can be risky if you don't have no money. Basically, like, guys, there's risk associated with financial products, of course. We're talking about more so the financial product, but you need to know, everyone, do your own research. Never buy something without doing your own research, and just dig into this stuff, guys. We got time. Dig in.
Right.
Dig in.
And there, of course, there's risk, but there's also people need to understand you got the value up front. So if you mint yourself 10 grand, if the value of your collateral falls to really close to within that 10 grand, you can lose your collateral. But it's cool because you already got the money up front, and it's kind of like a stop loss.
That's a good point, because I think a lot of people's point sees it in a negative manner, which, I mean, like, depending on how you view it. But Jesse's point here is like, if you have $100 and you borrow $50 worth of that $100, you give that $100 to me, and I give you $50 back, and you can come back and get that back from me. And then the government decides to fuck everybody and print a lot more money. That $100 is worth now only $50, right? So that means that you've already got your $50. You already pulled your $50 out. That's what Jesse's saying. That the thing came down, right? Pulse came down in value. You've already extracted the liquidity and value from it. So you're done there. So yeah. Jesse, you have two like fees, or like the name, or the, like, how you want to describe them, right, might be different, like the redemption fee and a borrowing fee. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that fee goes right back to the community of stakers. If you're a staker. And Abra brings up a good point. If you're liquidated or redeemed, yes, it could be a taxable event, right? Because you lost your initial, that's gone. It's like doing the equivalent of a swap. It's gone. You just disposed of your asset, or you were redeemed against, and you lost your asset. So that could be a taxable event.
This is inspiring me to do. I think I'm going to do several more videos on liquid.
How many liquid loans videos could Sam make in 1 week? Only the world knows. This guy makes more content. When he gets into something, he just starts making content. Like he just can't stop. And this, I know this subject. He's formerly in the legacy finance and banking industry. So this is just. I mean,
I don't know if you could tell, Jesse, last time we spoke, but I was very excited.
No.
Okay.
I do know that there. Well, first off, we have like over 10,000 people that absolutely understand and they love liquid loans. Okay. But there's still a community of fudders out there, or people who haven't done their research. I commend you guys for doing some research on it. What people need to understand is this is nothing new. This is how DAI works. DAI, completely decentralized stablecoin with no middlemen. Like, you collateralize Ethereum and you mint DAI. It works the same way. The difference between the Maker protocol, where DAI comes from, and liquid loans is DAI uses a governance system, and the code can be changed. And they do not have open front ends, so only Maker can run the front end. So it's not completely decentralized, and it's not immutable. What liquid loans is it's just taken it a step further, and it's made it completely immutable, so nobody can ever change the code. There's no governance system, so you don't have a central entity who holds like the most of the coins, who can like change it to their, on a whim. and anybody can run a front end, so it can literally never be shut down.
So guys, this is what I was talking about earlier when I talked about Power City. Like, the guys are cool guys. They're right. They're very, very helpful, answering lots of questions. But Jesse is talking about some of the things that like are concern for me, maybe not for you, right? But having these things, right? If liquid loans goes down, somebody else can create a front end, so you can still use the protocol. Not the case with the other one you just mentioned, DAI. If they want to change the code in DAI, they can. They can just steal your money, just like the government can steal your money if they want to. Right? With this, it is not the case, because the code is mutable. It's locked in a box, right? Effectively, that nobody can touch when this launches. It's done. And having no admin keys. like, who the fuck wants to give up their admin keys? Like, that's such a giant risk. Like, it doesn't want to do that. So, question on the semantics of how this is set up. So, I'm gonna
hold on. I want to Jesse.
I
know you don't have much time, but there's people in the comments that are absolutely like, you just explained some points to them, and they're extremely happy. There's a lot of people that are riding for you in the comments here. And I want to say thank you. And I know you have stuff to do. If you need to leave at any point, I think there's some good points in here that people are fucking stoked with. Excuse my language, algorithm. And thank you.
Yeah, if you have to go, please just interrupt me at any point. So the two fees, right? We have the borrowing fee and the redemption fee. Now, the part that I want to understand more clearly. So we've got two pools as well. The stability pool for USDL. First, can you?
Yeah. So I'm going to explain how those work.
Please.
All right. So imagine you take a loan and you decide you want to pay it back, or you want to pay a portion of it back. Now, you as a borrower, you can always bring some USDL back and pay back a portion of your loan. And what happens when you do is the USDL that you bring back burns, it disappears, it's off the market, it's gone, okay? And the portion of the Pulse that was in your vault that was backing that USDL gets unlocked. It's yours again. Now, remember, everything in your vault is always yours. You can always withdraw any Pulse that's in your vault, except for the little bit that's backing the value of your loan, right? So if you have $10,000 worth of Pulse in, and you took a loan and it was like a $2,000 loan, only $2,200 worth of Pulse is ever locked. That's all. You've got $7,800 that you could have withdrawn, or you could have minted additional stable coins off of, or whatever. Okay. So, but if you decided you wanted to pay back some of your loan, you bring back some USDL, it burns and it releases the portion of the Pulse that's backing that was backing that USDL. Now, there has to be a mechanism in place to handle if there is a liquidation. Liquidation sounds scary, but again, remember, if the value of your Pulse falls all the way to what you've already minted, the system cannot let the value of that Pulse fall any lower than that, because you can't be backing $2,000 of the loan with $1,500 of the Pulse. That's not fair to the ecosystem. It's not fair to the blockchain. It's unfairly advantaging you. It's fractionalized reserving like the USDL. So it's just stupid, right? You already got your USDL up front. So if the value of your Pulse ever falls to what you've already got up front, you're going to have to, those Pulse will have to be liquidated. Now you have all the time in the world to add more Pulse or pay back some of your loan or whatever you want to do to manage your own liquidation level. But if you were to be liquidated, what happens is there's this thing called the stability pool. Stability pool is just a big pool, thousands of people participating in there. And all they've done is they've taken stablecoin, USDL, and they just parked it in there. That's all they did. And they just wait. Now, liquidations aren't going to happen every day. They're not going to happen every minute or every hour. Yes, liquidations are likely to happen from time to time for people who choose to not manage their own collateral ratio. So if somebody's at 110%, they're probably going to have their Pulse liquidated. What happens during a liquidation? The Pulse from that vault goes to the stability providers as a community and gets split across thousands and thousands of people. And their USDL burns instead. So it's just like they just paid your loan off. So instead of you paying it off and burning your USDL, they're paying it off and their USDL is burning and they just collected the Pulse. So, but it says the community, right? So maybe you're a stability depositor. You put in some USDL and one day, you notice your account went up by, $1 worth of Pulse, and you lost or burned out of your account was 90 cents worth of USDL. You're like, oh, sweet. I just got, I just made a little bit of Pulse. Okay. But the next guy, maybe he had a bigger position in the stability pool. maybe he had like double what you had in. So he had like $2 worth of Pulse that he collected, and maybe like a dollar, $1.80 or whatever of USDL that burned. All right. So everybody in the stability pool wins because obviously it's in a market dip that would have happened. And they're essentially picking up Pulse at a 10% discount. And the borrower could even consider himself or herself as winning as well, depending on how they handle their taxes, because they just had an effective stop loss.
So okay. So the 110% is liquidation. The 10% effectively goes to the liquidity providers for stability. I'm sorry, stability providers. In terms of if somebody has a loan out for $1,000 and they've got $1,100 of Pulse backing it, at that, or $1,101, right, of Pulse, that drops down. Now they're going to be liquidated. That margin on top of the 100% goes to the stability pool in the form of burning the USDL equivalent amount in their portfolio or whatever, the pool there, and they get a little 10% extra of Pulse distributed to them. Is correct?
Yep.
So your people's positions
as a community, right? It's thousands of people. So your account will increase in value just an ever slightly amount. If it was only a $2,000 loan and that $2,000 worth of Pulse was spread across like 5,000 people, like everybody just gets a little tiny bump because it's spread.
So in the stability pool, your position is going to go down over time, right? If there's volatility,
your position of USDL will decrease in quantity as you're accumulating Pulse that's worth more than the USDL was, right? So if Pulse is bullish long run, like you could actually be well, first off, if Pulse is bullish,
nobody's getting
liquidation, nobody's getting liquidated.
Yeah.
Right. Just understand.
But if there's a wick down or something,
think of it this way. You're putting USDL in and just parking it for the ability to be able to purchase a loan in a discount at a discounted price in a market dip. You will never find a better price for Pulse at that moment in time.
Yes,
like you can't go to a DEX and get it for a better price because you're getting a 10% discount. Like by being
so question on this. So we have that presents other things that somebody could hypothetically do, right? So I could buy USDL, skip the loan portion, take the USDL and add it to the stability pool.
Yes.
As a way to discount my Pulse acquisition over time.
Correct.
Interesting. That's cool.
Now, because liquidations don't happen all the time, there's further incentives for people to be stability depositors. Those are called the loan tokens.
Oh, yes. Good. Right. Perfect time.
Now, there's a handful of ways to have loan tokens. You can go buy it off of DEX. Okay. You could have been in a specific address set. Okay. That time period has passed. Okay. So the third way to acquire these tokens would be to be a stability depositor. And these tokens are emitted or rewarded to stability depositors because there's not liquidations that are happening all the time. So you still got to incentivize people to be in there in case there's a liquidation. So you just pay out from a pool. You pay out from a reward pool of loan tokens. You pay to all the stability depositors proportionally across all of them at an ever decreasing rate. So it halves every single year. The rate of emission to these people gets cut in half, and it becomes harder and harder and harder over time to get your hands on the loan tokens. And because more participants are always coming in, everyone's always constantly diluting each other. So it literally becomes super hard to get your hands on loan tokens over a period of time.
Do you, and I obviously, like, I don't want you to say, like, your expectations, but what is the thought process around, do you think there's actually going to be any liquidity around the loan token to be able to acquire that? Like, because that might be an interesting strategy too, to skip Pulse loaning, skip USDL and purchase the loan token by itself? Do you think do you think there'll be enough people selling where there'll actually be an opportunity to buy some? Because that could be a very interesting strategy for
see, what's interesting is you don't have to sell loan token. The whole idea of the loan token is it's your ticket in to collect the fees. Because that third pool you were talking about, that's called the staking pool. That's where you stake these and you collect the fees from the loans and the fees from the redemptions. So theoretically, you could see a scenario where just nobody creates a liquidity pool for loan token, and it's literally just not traded, or it's just got super thin liquidity.
Okay.
And
that's what I was thinking.
Maybe the price moons or something, right? Because everybody wants to get their hands on them to be a fee collector. Early on, you can get your hands on the most of them. Over time, it just becomes harder and harder and harder to get a good quantity of these things. So early participants will always be the biggest fee collectors.
Okay, inflation. So I want to still dive into the staking of the loan token. What is the annual inflation rate of the loan token? And I know it's decreasing over time, but what does it start at?
Well, it's a fixed supply.
Okay, so there's a fixed supply. So how is it?
There's a pool. A portion of that fixed supply actually is just sitting in a smart contract, and it's a reward release pool that gets paid out. So there's a fixed supply, but of that supply, some of that just trickles out of a pool to the stability depositors. So
there's going to be a ratio of USDL to get loan tokens in year one, right? Or whatever. And that ratio
half of that reward pool gets distributed in year one to the stability depositors. Year two, the rate that it emitted gets cut in half. Year three gets cut in half again, on and on and on. So that pool, I can't tell you the quantity that's going to be in there or the percentage that's going to be in there, but like half of that pool will always disappear in the year that you're in. So I think it'll take like 30 years or something, and then it's like, wow, there's like barely anything left. But at that point, you're down into fractions anyway.
Yeah, you're decimatized at that point. Okay, so a fixed supply of the loan token. Have you covered how much is in like an OA type of a dress that we don't have any expectations of?
So there's no expectations of anything, but if you're thinking that there's going to be a massive OA wallet or something that has like 90% of the supply, that's not the case.
Okay.
This is a community-driven protocol. The majority of tokens will be amongst either the release pools or some addresses that we like that have aligned their political beliefs.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much for saying that.
Yeah, because it's, I mean, we can draw some contrasts to Power City's conversation yesterday. We don't need to go there again. Questions in regards to, we were about to touch on, is the ratio going to be available at some point, or is that going to happen at launch? Like the ratio at which the fixed supply is put out to the stability pool, is that going to be available that people will be able to see what the happening is? And like, is there a specific date?
Yeah, either on launch day or before, everyone's going to know what's going on and know where the supply is and how that works. And, yep, absolutely.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you for that. Now we have this loan token, very, very interesting, right? What can people do with this loan token? They can stake it in here. And just for clarification, on the stability pool, they're earning from liquidations only, correct?
But they're also earning the loan tokens that they can take elsewhere to do something with, right?
Okay, so you get loan tokens plus the liquidation 10%.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Now loan tokens, you put those into the stability,
staking pool.
Now go right ahead.
You put those in the staking pool, and you earn USDL from the borrowing fees, and you earn Pulse from the redemption fees.
Okay, and remind the comments, redemption fees are going to be from when USDL is put into the stability pool to pay back a loan of some sort Is that
redemption
accurate?
fees is when somebody has USDL that they probably acquired at a discounted rate off a DEX somewhere because there's a market dip or something, and they brought it back into the protocol, and they've redeemed against the lowest collateralized vault, helping that guy's collateral ratio and burning their USDL and acquiring some Pulse.
Okay, fantastic. Now,
Okay,
question.
and there's a fee for that for anybody to do that, and that
And then
fee
it
is paid
ranges.
off of the Pulse that guy's acquiring, and it goes to the stakers.
And so two things on here. Can you thanks so much, Jesse, for going into depth and the transparency. I appreciate it. I'm sure GSC does too, and I'm sure the community in the comments do as well. The
All-time high viewers, by the way. At some point, there was all-time.
Oh yes, awesome. Okay, so the fee, the scalability of that. Can you touch on that? And then I had another question about after that. And so there's two scalabilities, right?
He might have to go, Sam. He might have to go.
Oh, Jesse, do you have to go?
Just a couple more minutes.
Jesse, please. Sam is a robot. He's not human. So please just tell him to shut off brain when necessary.
Okay, so I am gonna go.
Please, yes, Jesse.
I have some people waiting for me, but I want to close with just a couple comments.
Please.
First, Jim Rat, you need to put a LiquidLoans emblem on your wall back there.
Hey, we could talk about you getting one of those too. I can get you a cool one, big old
custom
shield.
But second, the whole purpose that crypto exists is to eliminate middlemen. Okay, if you go to our Twitter, you'll notice a video that I posted. It's actually just a link to Netflix, and it's a video about like what happens often in central exchanges, where like you don't have your keys, you don't have your coins, so the people who do have the keys and coins either die and their death is faked and they disappear with all the money, or they just start siphoning money off and spending it for their own stuff, their own yachts and houses and real estate and whatever. Okay, this happens all the time in protocols where you don't have your custody. So the reason crypto is supposed to exist, why Bitcoin was invented, why HEX is the way it is so that you always have control. Okay, LiquidLoans is a community-driven stablecoin. There is no central entity that can run it or can stop it. There's nobody else who has custody. When you obtain a loan, you're minting your own USDL. You're entering into your own smart contract. And this is how crypto is supposed to be. And with Pulsechain, we want things better, right? And the whole reason it's faster, cheaper. Well, we believe, and everybody should believe, that if we want to see a successful blockchain, we're going to have to see some really badass protocols, such as LiquidLoans, where the community runs it with no middlemen. Okay, so for the people who have fudded or didn't understand, it's very simple. Just go read the white paper. Go look at the website. Look at all our videos. We have like probably hundreds of videos by now. At some point, you will have a clicking where it all makes sense to you. It happens to everybody. There's people who start out hating. Eventually, when they're like, okay, whatever. I've heard LiquidLoans mentioned enough times that let me go check it out. And then they have this clicking event where it all makes sense, okay? Where we all are the creators of the stablecoin that nobody else has control of but our own community.
Jesse, thank you.
I appreciate you so much for the thumbnail and for my mental health. Can you throw up a bicep? Yes. Yes, that's what we do when we clip them. We do the thumbnail, and we're all going like that.
Jesse, thank you for coming on. If you want the footage, like of the tail half of what we did here, I'm sure we can get that to you some way. But I appreciate you being open and honest and transparent and everything. I don't know about you guys, but I'm bullish on LL. I got it right away. And
I was talking first. Hey, we don't play around. See, we come in open-minded, guys. I'm telling you, and I'm not saying I'm still learning. Sam's a little bit more grippy with the info than I am. I'm still learning, but guys, Sam's been my life coach for a long time. because he's good at digesting information. And we like transparency, and that's exactly what you provided. And I appreciate
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And look forward. Hopefully we can talk more in depth and maybe a future video if you're around or up for it. I hope you have the awesome rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.
Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Have a great day.
Bye, Jesse. So that was fun. I am thankful that Jesse came on. Let's do a recap. What are your thoughts? What do you think? What? So you right? You had.
I can't see clearly enough. You can. So right now, I'm going to have to go with you afterwards and talk about some points. I want to have Tex Tangent on here. He's right below us. Let's counter some points around, guys. Let's talk. You know, you can leave whenever you need to.
Yep.
Tangent.
Yo.
How you doing?
What's up?
Hey,
Yeah,
so
real good.
Tangent, were you able to catch the last 30 minutes or so with Jesse?
Yeah. I was. I've been listening for a while. I don't have any specific comments on what you guys were specifically talking about, but overall, I'm a fan of LiquidLoans.
Okay, cool. That's I'm definitely
I'm a fan. I think it's a good thing. I've been a fan since the start.
So we had a question earlier that we did not have an answer to, and I was going to ask Jesse, but he's busy, and he took the time out because he was in his car to even get on. GRC had mentioned there's another protocol, Liquidity, that was backed by Venture and that did not work out.
It worked out. I read the comments. It worked out, and it's still a good protocol.
Can you talk about the
is
contrast?
It's just the Ethereum version. So like each EVM chain has basically got their own version of LiquidLoans. So on AVAX, it's called Teddy Cash. On Binance, it's called some other shit. I had it written down. I've forgotten. So like each one has got their own version where they've basically forked the code. So the original one was Liquidity. And that was an Ethereum-based over-collateralized loan protocol. And then each other chain, either that team or other people have just forked the code because it's open source and made their own version of it.
So I like, right? So and I apologize to anybody who's heard me say this for 4 fucking times. There's 7 times in this. I talked to the folks at Power City, right? I'm sure they're fantastic folks, but you don't have admin keys, right? And you don't have the immutable code and the non-custodial and the inflation thing. So I
know nothing about Power City, by the way, so I'm completely unqualified to make any kind of comment
or
comparison.
I still don't know.
No, not on the Power City piece. It was just mine. It came up in my head again. So
Sam, the guys from Power City were in the comments. They want to come back on. We got to.
Is it a competing product?
No, they're different. They're different things.
Oh, completely different stuff. Okay. Oh, you were just using it as an example to deal with admin
You were
keys.
just saying, as far as admin keys are concerned, centralization, immutable code, the whole checklist. You know the checklist Tangent, like like the supreme blue chip, like what you want in that one thing you put a good amount of money into. But remember, Sam, these are sidechain things. Like there is, you know what I mean? Like these are definitely avenues to make money, and you could do, but again, there's a core here, the Pulsechain, and that's what everyone, we all want to make sure everything's working together in synergy, and that's kind of why I bring everyone on. It's more so that if anyone has any loose ends, Sam just goes at them like a pit bull and rips off the leg.
I'm not trying to get
I'm saying, like, this is new technology.
GSC's trying to hedge the comments because he's like, fuck, everybody's gonna hate me.
I'm losing friends in real time. Like, no, but the Power City guys, they're coming back on. They have so many ideas in different ways they can explain things. Let's talk about it. But at the end of the day, let's talk detail, right, Sam? Detail. And I might not be the smartest guy in the world, but I understand detail from nuance. Like
but the cool thing about not being the smartest person is you're able to get smart people and talk to those people. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room, and you're able to bring in some really good, talented, intelligent, thoughtful people.
The best of the best.
Like Tangent. So Tangent, what are your thoughts on? Are you going to, like, hypothetically utilize something like LL?
Fuck yes. F yes. F yes. Do you guys remember me dropping? Do you guys remember me dropping that epic? And that's not like. I'm not necessarily saying that the price of it is going to go through the roof. However, it is definitely something that I would use And I've almost got a new policy that I don't always adhere to, but I prefer to buy cryptos that I actually use. So rather than seeing a use case and saying, yeah, that's a good use case, I can imagine other people using that product, I would prefer one where I'm like, I am using that shit. So Uniswap, Tornado Cash, like the protocols that I'm actually actively using and seeing benefit out of, those use cases are obviously real because they're real to me, that I'm actually using them. So with LiquidLoans, I don't know if you guys remember me dropping that absolute bombshell about that hyper wealthy people. They don't sell their assets and they don't work a day job. They don't have an income, and they avoid capital gains because both of those things are taxed.
That's
they take loans
heavily on this show. Very heavily.
They take loans against their collateral, and if that collateral has been chosen correctly and appreciates faster than the speed at which they're spending money to fund their lifestyle, they will never have to sell that asset. It'll always be appreciating by so much more that they can then just keep refinancing it because it goes up in value. By the time you've spent the money, you can go and just re-borrow against it. Now,
leave that comment up.
There is no better asset for long-term price appreciation as crypto. So assuming that you believe that Pulsechain will appreciate over time, then it's the perfect asset to have as the actual collateral for something like that. And then LiquidLoans facilitates you to be able to borrow. So you fund your lifestyle completely tax-free. Obviously not taxation advice. I'm not a tax professional. But as far as my understanding goes, and advice that I have been given from people who are tax professionals that I can't legally pass on officially, this is legit. Like, this is a legit way that you can borrow money and provide. Critically, you can't get liquidated, because if you get liquidated in the sense of what Jesse was just explaining, then that becomes a taxable event because your collateral is being sold to cover the loan once it comes down to that ratio. So you to legally maintain that tax-free status, you have to make damn sure that you do not get liquidated on one of those troves, or stagger them so that you might cop capital gains on one of them, but not like the whole lot or some shit like that. I don't know.
Or add more in there. So what can
add more collateral. But sometimes, like, you know how Jesse made that comment, you'll have ample time. I don't know about that, because you know how volatile crypto can be. So when he says you've got ample time, that's assuming that the market is not in free fall, you know? So that will depend on two factors: what percentage you are over collateralized and how quickly the market is falling. Those two factors will be key as to how much time you've got to casually add more collateral.
And what to Jesse was saying, it's in a waterfall type of style. So I'm assuming somebody's probably gonna have, whether they do it or somebody in the community does it, is have a cascading thing so that you get to see where your address is. And if you're towards the bottom,
would be cool.
Right?
That would be cool. And that would also be an improvement on the existing protocols, because I've used the other ones just in anticipation and excitement for LiquidLoans, and they do not have that feature.
So you're welcome.
They tell you
can contact me if you want you can go ahead.
So the ones that I've used, they tell you you can look at any time, real time, how over collateralized you are. And it'll go, like, if you're over 150%, it'll be green. And then if you're between 150 and 110, it'll be like orange. And then if you go below 100, anything up below 110, you just get liquidated, right? So, but I would think it would be useful if you basically, it's that analogy of, like, you don't have to outswim the shark. You just have to outswim you just have to be the second fastest. Sorry, you only have to be the second slowest swimmer or faster to not get eaten by the shark, right? That's effectively what's happening.
So basically, you don't have to be that one dude who's so wrecked, mega wrecked, and he was just making drug addict decisions. And if you're just even a hair, not that guy. Like, just a hair, like, you just bet 75% of your net worth, and you were like, fuck. And then, well, you know what I mean? It does it makes the worst person like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Why are you over collateralizing yourself? And it kind of gets them.
So, and the volatility over time, you would expect to potentially decrease.
And the numbers are ridiculous as far as how deep it has to go for you to get liquidated. It's disgusting. It's like
if you're over collateralized.
I know. It's like if you're collateralized 1,000%, you can survive an 89% drop. HEX is down just under 80%, but took since September to get there. Keep USDL in the stability pool, and you can pull it out as a safety hedge.
But being collateralized 1,000% is like really? You're only borrowing a tenth of the value, right? Like
so you got 100 grand, you're only pulling.
You know what I mean? 10, like so if you'd have to put in 10 grand worth of Pulse to borrow a grand. Like it's so let me tell you a harsh lesson. I'm going to drop this lesson on your viewers so that they don't have to learn it the hard way like I did. You know how it's 110%.
Come on, I want to flip.
You know how it says it's 110% is the minimal amount over collateralized?
Yep.
That's also the point at which you get liquidated. So that you can be liquidated if it goes below that. So I took out a loan on Teddy Cash with 110%, like at 110%, just to mess with it, thinking that the price had to drop by 10% for me to get liquidated. Nuh-uh. If you're at 110% collateralization ratio and it drops by 1 cent, like if it drops at all, someone can trigger the liquidation event on you.
Wow, they can do it.
So I think 110 is actually zero. That's the point at which you get liquidated. So you do not have 10% protection. It's something that because I lost my shit. Like I didn't lose my shit at Jexa, but I lost my shit at the protocol while I was in contact with Jexa. And he's like, bro, you do realize that is the point of liquidation. I'm like, no, I did not realize that. And I think a lot of people might trip up on that because it sounds like you've got 10%, right? You got nothing. That's it. That's the point.
So I think we should definitely pound that home. And then I wanted to have a comment on the tax piece of it too.
Because we don't want people getting liquidated because then they get a tax event and they also get like shirty. They get upset at the actual protocol. Like it puts a sour taste in their mouth in crypto in general. So if something like that goes wrong, plus a help desk nightmare for LiquidLoans as people contact them thinking that something has gone wrong when it's actually how the protocol is supposed to work.
Correct. And so what Tangent's saying, if you have $1,000 of Pulse and you pull out like, I think it's like 900 and change. So you have $1,000 Pulse, you pull out $900.
But remember the minimum is actually 2K. So it's like,
what did they say that in the protocol? I didn't see that in the protocol.
Oh, sorry. That's I'm just going by the other ones. Like
okay. No, I don't know. I didn't see that. I read the one paper.
That could be different, but he's saying it.
It could
general.
It could be different, but for all the other ones,
so $2,000. You have $2,000.
So it'd be like 2,200. So you'd have to put in 2,200.
Yep, and then you pull out $2,000. So that means if there say 2,201 cent is what you put in, and you pulled out $2,000. So you're effectively at 110%. If the price changes by 2 cents, you're done. You got your value out, and that's it.
There's also like a fee that you put up front that you get back if the loan does not get liquidated. So if you end the loan by paying it back, you get the money back. So it ends up being something like you put in 2,200 and you can actually only take out like 1,800, and then you're still only at 110% because of that fee that they're basically storing. And that fee that they're storing is basically to pay the gas of anyone who wants to pull the trigger on on liquidating you, which is excessive in my opinion for all of the EVM chains that do not have high fees. But the problem is because it's hard coded into the contract, if they made it less, like if they're like, fees are cheap on this network, we'll make it less. And then suddenly that coin goes to the moon, it's the fee in dollar terms is high, then basically it will cause issues. So they overestimate the amount that they store ready to steal off you for the fee if you need to get liquidated.
Okay, so Tangent on strategy or like how one might use this, right? Because you could use this in a plethora of different ways, or like the 3 different kind of ways I see you might approach this, right? Using your Pulse to get a loan, buying USDL, just being part of the stability pool, or buying the loan token and staking the loan token, or some combination of all three of those in various.
Yeah, I think they're all good because so having the stable coin and putting it into the stability pool means you could basically auto buy Pulse on a dip. And remember, it's not just the dip that occurred. So the price has to go down for the liquidation event to actually occur. So in that sense, you're already buying a dip. But then also you've got that 10% difference that it's going to get that the Pulse is going to get liquidated at actually 10% above or below, which depending on which way you're looking at it. So you're getting so you're actually getting a double dip.
So like that. So remember how we just talked about 110%? That 110% from the borrower's standpoint. So I have a loan for $2,200 and I pulled out $2,000 or $1,800 with the fee, right? So now at this point, I'm getting liquidated. Just came below that threshold and I get liquidated. So what happens is that 10% that I lose, that goes to the gain of the discount in Pulse is what Tangent is mentioning. So the 10% that one person loses, it goes to the people in the stability pool as another discount. So you get a like a mega dip in a sense, like a multiplication in terms of the dip.
A maximum of 10%, because remember that part of the reason why that's there, it's a buffer that if the price is falling fast, to protect against people being given Pulse that's actually undervalued. So if the price continues to fall, then obviously it's maybe not going to be at. So it's not a guaranteed win, but I like it. I think it's a way to acquire Pulse you're effectively buying on dips. It also helps for the network. It helps to stabilize the price because there's effectively buyers of last resort that are always there waiting in the pool. So that as a strategy, I think is sound.
My bad.
No, you're good. Borrowing, being a borrower, like using collateral to borrow, is obviously a win if you factor in the tax advantage. And what was the third one? Is
the loan staking protocol, but also the loan token staking protocol, but also on the first piece of it. If you do collateralize, what does that effectively do? It removes Pulse from the system. So right in the sense of locking it out of the system. So again,
the community wins as well because it means that you are funding your lifestyle without selling Pulse. So that's more likely. And then this liquid loan system wins overall. If everyone's doing that and no one's selling, then the price naturally does go up, which helps to make sure that those collateralization ratios stay healthy and all that shit. So it's actually interesting that on each facet of this, there's advantages for the individual and for the community. So it's solid.
It doesn't seem like it can fail if there's no craziness or if the Pulsechain price goes up. I don't see how. It's weird to think about the Pulsechain price even doing 100x and thinking about the loan protocol the whole way through. It's kind of mind bending, even on those small numbers. And we've seen monumentous.
So here's
much
GRC. Here's a thought though, right? If somebody's bullish on Pulsechain, what could you do, right? You could just go buy Pulse when it launches, right? Or another way that you could do that is you could, if you're willing to wait for that, because there's going to be whips, there's going to be wicked fucking volatility, right? So you can take those, buy USDL, put your USDL in the stability pool to earn tokens, right? So that's one piece of it. But now that it's in the stability pool, anytime there is those dips in Pulse because you're bullish on Pulse, you get Pulse. And you get it at a discount, a 10% discount.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Top of it's like an automatic DCA in a sense.
You're getting rewarded to buy dips, to auto buy dips. Yeah.
Now, Tangent, let me ask you a question. As far as opportunity costs for guys that are new, right? Let's talk about sacrificing money and what the implications of that can be for guys that don't have any money, right? Not for guys that have houses and business ideas and crypto, not those guys. The normal ass guys that have one job, they spend too much money on alcohol on the weekends and they barely have any money ever. Those guys, because they throw in a couple $100 on occasion. You know, I'm talking about the average Joe that's not so invested in this stuff. It's like, God, what was the point I was just making, Sam? Please remind me.
It's like what advice to people who like to
so
people who are starting with a small stack.
Opportunity cost $500. Let's do the scenario. Let's say you're a broke pleb, like you have a little bit of money, but you're basically just running even. You spend $500 on liquid loan sacrifice a month ago, right? Let's talk about this.
On liquid loans or Pulse?
No, I'm talking about liquid loans.
On liquid loans. Okay, then
because let's say they missed the Pulse. The Pulse is over.
Yeah.
Let's say the newer guys, right? They're just getting in, they're learning, they're seeing videos. Liquid loans, they're going to be like, new project. Oh my God, amazing, incredible. Let's buy it now. Let me waste my not the right word. Let me put my $500 in here and then
sacrifice.
I'm going to be rich. But you don't even know that if you put that $500 into HEX and don't even stake it, you get a copy on the Pulsechain. That's no staking. That's I guarantee almost that the performance of the two assets and having them already bridged plus
I don't think liquid loans is going to be on ETH, man. Are you saying talking
about
the cost between buying HEX right now if you don't have anything and sacrificing liquid loans? That's what I'm saying.
I think this liquid loan sacrifice is over.
I know, but I'm saying like
the opportunity cost of at the time when the sacrifice was open. So say if you took $1,000 and you could take that $1,000. Now the opportunity set of future possibilities is opportunity cost, right? When you choose one thing, if you take $1,000 and you put it into HEX, right? Assuming that the screenshot of all the things that are copied over is after that, right? Because that has to be an assumption that we need to highlight.
Well, no, liquid loans already said they're coming out long after.
No.
I get what you guys are asking now. It's impossible to know, right? Like, as in, this is when Richard answers this question, he's not doing I don't know, guys. And then secretly he actually does know. Like, these things are like, because crypto is so psycho, both in up and down. Literally anything could happen. Any one of these tokens, like if you looked at like Hedron, Liquid Loans, HEX, Pulse, freaking PulseX, it would be like a horse race. Like, and actually the horse race analogy is tight, because you know how with horses, you actually there are horses that you're like, yeah, that one is actually like a favored horse. Like, if it's got better odds. Lots of people are backing that one. Lots of people think that it's a bit like that, where there's probably, like, if you did a poll, there's probably going to be a favorite. But ultimately on the day, any of those fucking horses can win, and any of these coins could pump the hardest. And it depends on the time frame you're looking at and that sort of thing. So I would say to people, try not to overthink it. The comment I will make, though, talking about people who are starting off and or people that have a small stack, whether they're new to crypto or not. Unfortunately, I've been thinking about this a lot lately over the last couple of weeks, because a lot of my friends have been coming into crypto new and looking to me for initial advice, like,
you're the expert,
in the non-legal sense. And the more I think about it and the more I tell people honestly my opinion about things, the harsh truth is that when you have a small stack, it is harder to successfully run a successful crypto strategy compared to someone that comes in with money and can actually take, like, say if someone comes in with 100 grand, they could put like a G on 100 different projects, and it only takes one of those projects doing crypto style gains and they're sorted. You could basically be your own VC. Whereas when you've got a small stack, it means you can't allocate to as many projects, and you can't even you need high X's for that investment to actually start making an amount of money that is going to be not even life-changing, but just life-impacting.
But you only have one at bat, so to speak, or two bats, depending if you're that example of 100,000.
I'm so bullish about all the random sacrifices I did now. I'm just like, before I was kind of like,
oh yeah, dude.
Well, there's an opportunity set right there that I think we could talk about. And I think Tangent, in a previous video, may have highlighted on it. At some point, there's an opportunity cost to just fucking paying attention to the 37 different projects you're in, right? Like, and I don't know if you've dealt with, I'm new, but like, I could see that happening. I know that it happens in terms of like the fitness community, and like people talk about like stacks for like bodybuilding, or stacks for health, or stacks for this, or stacks for that. And you can go down that rabbit hole, and at a certain point there's like it's like you're getting to the point where it's just so much time and effort to like time your stack for this, and you do the injection for that, and you're taking this for that.
I made it my full-time job to literally make sure I don't miss anything. That's my full-time job now, literally.
So,
and I'm using you like
because that is something I think morning. You know, Richard himself has said this, and I agree that new projects have got the best chance of making like really phenomenal gains because they've got less overhead resistance, less bag holders, better like price exploration straight out of the gate. It's something that's new. So if I was giving help, like helping someone who's just starting out, I would say focus on new shit. Focus on new shit. Don't let someone convince you to buy a project unless it's something of really high quality that becomes because then your risk profile is reduced. So like Bitcoin and HEX would be the only things that I would typically say are worth buying that are old. And then I would just go in on things that are like brand fucking new.
Look at the comment here from, and I agree. Like that's a whole strategy in and of itself.
Hey guys, get me to 100 likes in the next 7 minutes, and I will go on for a much longer period of time once Sam gets off.
Yes, I'm going to be getting off shortly.
I know you.
I want to hear. There's a comment here from "Come and Get Me Aliens." I want to talk about that comment
I'll pull it
briefly, and then I want to hear Tangent's thoughts on the loan token staking. So let's first go over that comment. Tangent. So the LL protocol will allow you to stake Pulse, loan token, and USDL. Yes, right. You can.
Hold on.
We're not really staking. Go ahead.
So this is actually one that I think Jesse clarified for me at one point. I don't know if things have changed, but actually, so with these other ones that I was talking about that are on these other EVM chains, they do have all three. You can go into the stability pool, or you can actually stake the loan token itself, which in this case would be like the LiquidLoans thing. And then the other, so it's got three things. And then the top one is that you actually taking the loans. The LiquidLoans team told me, this might not be current, but at the time I was told that they're still deciding they may or may not have the staking pool that allows you to stake because they only want to do it if it's like necessary or price positive or that there's some kind of advantage. They don't want to just chuck it in there just because the other ones did it. So at the time, it would be good if Jesse was still here. He could confirm whether it is or not. But so assuming they do it the same as the existing the other protocols on the other EVM chains, then yes, that comment is correct, that you can do all three of those things.
I thought I asked that, and I think
you did ask that.
It may have been.
He said there's a pool.
So I think I asked, but it might have been relating to redemption. So somebody can take their Pulse or their PLS and redeem it. But I wonder. So what you're saying, Tangent, is right, because you have two things you could do with USDL in the stability pool. You could take your USDL and you could redeem it, right, for Pulse, or which is cost a fee, right? Or you can take your USDL and add it to the stability pool. And I think I asked that question. I think I think that is possible. I think he did mention you could add it, but I definitely want clarification from him. Tangent, what are your thoughts on
the stability pool? Is definitely going to exist. That one definitely exists. It's a critical part of the protocol. It's only the other one where it's the one where you can stake the
correct
actual
you can't stake the Pulse. You can only use it as collateral.
No. You definitely can't stake Pulse anyway. Yeah. It's so you can use Pulse as collateral for the loan, and you can stake USDL into the stability pool, and then the part that's the maybe is staking the actual loan protocol token, which will be LiquidLoans.
Yes.
So there's no staking pool for Pulse. Like again, I'm assuming it's based on the other one, which code-wise it should be.
It is the Pulse. The Pulse is you're getting a loan on. The center pool, the stability pool, is staking. Now you can get a discount of Pulse if there's price wicks or whatnot. That's what I was laughing at. Talk about the loan staking, because that's also another interesting strategy that somebody can take, or the combination. So you get these loan tokens, you can stake these loan tokens, and you earn the fee to take out the loan, I think Jesse mentioned, and you earn something else, if I remember correctly. So you can take this loan token and you're going to be earning USDL and you're going to be earning Pulse. So go ahead, Tangent. Like, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
So I think what you're talking about is if they implement the staking pool, you will be staking the native token, which is the LiquidLoans token, and then you can get redemption gain and issuance gain. And they will be in the stable coin and in Pulse respectively. Like actually reverse. The redemption gain will be in Pulse and the issuance gain is in the stable coin.
Can you explain that again? So in the loan token staking pool.
In the loan token staking pool, and effectively it's like, because you're becoming the bank in that. You're becoming the bank by staking the loan token. Effectively, you're showing your stake in the protocol and earning the fees, I guess you could say, that would typically be taken by the bank.
Okay.
Staking pool, you stake loan and earns USDL from borrowing fees and Pulse from arbitrage ops.
Yes.
So where's the ARB coming in? Because I thought that went to the stability pool.
That comment is correct. And when they say loan, that's the name of the token, right? Like that is the LiquidLoans native token. Sorry, what was the question, Sam?
So where's the ARB coming from? Because I thought the ARB went to the stability pool. But as there's an arbitrage opportunity between the discrepancy in the price of USDL on a DEX and what is redeemable for in the protocol, you take that back and you can redeem it and you can make the ARB in that protocol. So the ARB in there is going to the person who did that transaction, not to the loan staking protocol.
The stability pool gets the liquidated Pulse. And the staking pool gets the redemption gain.
But the way to say that,
which is both in Pulse. So I guess don't overthink it until we confirm whether this staking pool is even going to exist.
It does exist. Hold on, let me show you that.
It does.
You don't have to do the arbitrage.
I just share the screen. You don't have to do the okay.
Yeah. So it's not he's saying you don't actually have to do any arbitrage. It's like it's part of the protocol.
So when somebody does the ARB, you're getting a portion of the USDL. So that's what I'm not 100% clear on. So I get the benefit of the stability pool. You get token and you get the 10%, right? Now, staking the loan, Jesse talked about this right at the end there, and I missed it or whatever. The Pulse. So you're getting Pulse from liquidations in the.
Oh yeah. That little diagram is sweet. So the left one, the Pulse that you're getting, that's from the redemption gain, and then that USDL that you're getting, that's the issuance gain. So
explain the redemption gain.
Fees. So basically, fees is the issuance gain, and then the redemption gain, I'd have to look up exactly.
Okay, wait. This makes sense. Okay, so if you're redeeming in the stability pool, you pay 0.5% up to 5%, depending on the scalability, which we can talk about in a future video. But the stability pool has USDL. I'm going to put that in there because there's an ARB opportunity. So this is where I'm putting this together, it seems like. So you're paying this fee, but you pay the fee, but it has to be greater than that fee for you to make the ARB opportunity. That fee is earned in, you said, Pulse.
Yeah, what you just said sounds legit, even though I'm not 100%.
Sam, you're going so deep for so long. You're just balls freaking deep. Sam, you're gonna have OCD all fucking day if you don't leave.
Yeah. No, I don't. You're right.
So I guess the important thing to remember, because towards the end there, I'm not even sure if the things I was saying are 100% correct, but the main point is that this is a tested protocol that has existed and functioned correctly on other chains without issue. Like I currently use it. So I wouldn't be too concerned about the exact, like, trying to think deeply about how it's working in terms of there being issues, because they're likely.
No. Just getting the understanding of it. I completely agree. But I want to thank you and thank GRC for he needs to force me out, because otherwise I'll just keep down this rabbit hole and then I won't get.
You'll be messaging me in the morning and being like, "I spent too much time on the stream and now I'm like a little stressed out." And I was like, "Dude, you won't leave the stream, motherfucker!" Like, I was like, "Dude, go back to your shit," because I know he has a lot of shit to do right now.
Never guilt yourself. Never guilt yourself. Never guilt yourself for allocating time for things.
Dude, we live off guilt.
There's no such thing as a waste of time. That's a life, like
it's
always.
Investment.
Everything is nothing is a waste of time.
I completely agree. And I definitely enjoy the conversations.
Shit. You guys have got mad flex.
Let's go!
I need to start working on my fucking.
Dude,
Andrew, where's the background? Where's the green screen?
Oh, I've had issues today with like logging into things, and this is one of the problems.
I feel like I know more about you now that I know what your little cubicle looks like, because I've never once seen your cubicle, only like your fancy background.
I've had a couple of streams where I didn't have the green screen turned on, and it's just got like computer.
We're on, boys. I've got the gloves out.
Let's go.
Real quick to the comments. Thank you for all the support in the comments today. Appreciate it. If anybody wants to check out the videos that I do related to this kind of stuff, but pre-recorded that are not live, feel free to check that out. They'll be hopefully, I think they're going to be in the description below. Thanks for GRC. Thanks for Jesse coming on. Thanks for Tangent and Wales and Mayo. What's up, guys? I hope you guys enjoy the conversation, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Always a pleasure, Sam. Catch you later.
Leaving us.
Sam, you're an absolute engine. Go frickin' destroy something else when you get off here. Please. Wow, guys. Wow. I'm going to step away for a second and catch my thoughts up. How's everyone doing? Wales, Mayo, what's going on? How are you doing? Did you watch any of the stream as far as the LL? Do you have any comments on that stuff? Or do you guys just want to start talking like Aussies talk at the bar?
Yeah, cunt. We're talking like Aussies. A Tangent.
I'll back out for now.
Do either of you guys want to add or clarify or correct any of the stuff we were just saying about those loan protocols?
Nah, not my cup of tea. I'll leave that to the pros.
Cool.
I missed. I got to catch up. Play catch up.
No, all good. So what have you guys been up to? What are you excited about? What's news? What's new?
What's news? What do you mean, what's new? Just buy HEX. That's all you got to do.
You know what I do like? That's a project that I don't hear a lot of people talking about. I actually like Maximus.
I don't know it, but I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah, look it up. Maximus.cash.
Is it going to be on Pulsechain?
Okay.
Yep.
I have not heard anyone talking about this.
Is it Maximus.cash?
I know. You're welcome.
Why'd you not tell me about this before?
Okay, Sam, Sam, stay away from the stream. Sam, stay away.
Is that him in the back?
Make your food and go to the gym. Stay away. This is your warning, please.
You can't resist.
Tomorrow he's gonna be like, can Wales come back on? Can Wales come back on?
I had Wales. I did see someone posting about this.
I'm sure you have. I mean, it's just not that prevalent. Is my point.
Now that I've read the elevator pitch, I do recall seeing this, but I didn't have time to look into it deeply.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good idea. Because again, what does it do? It solidifies the bedrock even further, and that's all we can ask for. So. Hedron, this. I mean, what's next? I need to find something to do with HEX too.
So what's crazy? Hang on, I'm just scrolling down this. So minting day 1 to 30, 1 maxi to 1 HEX.
I'll explain it. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I'm shilling it, but I just want to explain to people because it's a really good idea. Because it is a good idea, and that's what we're about. We're about good ideas and good things that make sense. But this is very straightforward. So this isn't something where it's like really promise coin related. Even though they got to actually like complete the code or whatever. But just to explain it outright, when during their mint phase, they're gonna have you swap one mint or one hex for one Maximus coin, and that Maximus coin is gonna be backed by that value of that one hex, and that's it.
So the Maximus coin is the same value as X coin?
Not really, no, because what's gonna happen is all that hex is gonna get taken and it's gonna get staked. So the value of that Maximus coin is actually going to change with respect to the gains that is going to be seeing daily from this daily payout. Plus,
and obviously possibly market forces as well. But theoretically,
well, the intrinsic value is the intrinsic value.
I will say that at least there's a legitimate reason of why they actually need their own token. It's so that you can trade in and out of the value of that stake.
That's right.
So because like as soon as I saw like, oh, well, they've got their own token, I'm like, why? But obviously you can't, because obviously if everything just got 555, then you can't
have anything.
Yeah,
you got no claim.
Yep. So basically, so is it every month the amount of hex they have, they just max stake it? And
I don't know how they're going to do
it. Oh, sorry, or it might be a one-off. Oh, so this might be like a one-off thing.
This might be a one-off. Phase is going to be a 30-day thing. I don't know if they're going to do other iterations. They did a stream yesterday, but I didn't get to catch every single bit of it. So they might have talked about it then. Gold Key and Tantanami. But, the concept is good because, again, it removes hex from the market, stakes the hex, and it gives you another value proposition to focus on, another value mechanism to benefit from this value, right? You'll be able to stake the coins, I'm guessing, in LPM too, for whoever wants to do that. I don't really know how that's going to work either, though.
And it allows small players to expose themselves to the benefit of the bigger pays better bonus 100%. That they would normally never get to see the size of that shit. Like,
because again, it's one for one. If you're giving them one hex, you're getting one maxi. If you're giving them 100,000 hex, you're getting back 100,000 maxi. So it's all going to be the same math. It's literally going to be pro rata based on what you submit or deposit. So that's it. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing crazy.
And if it is actually smart contract based as the website is implying here, then the risk of the team just taking all the hex that gets sent and then running off with it would be mitigated, assuming that it is.
It's not going to have any admin keys. So
that's actually really cool.
Yeah,
that's actually really.
I would not be talking about it if it fucking had admin keys, bro. Please don't disrespect me.
Yes, of course.
Please.
I was gonna say, I was like,
yeah, exactly, right? Like what? The fuck? Whales talking about some shit.
I just watched.
No.
It's just he's probably, in fairness, because of where he lives, watched less Whales content than me because you're on like the same exact.
Of course, bro.
So I just hear Whales say the same things all the time, so they're just
yeah. No, of course not. That'd be crazy.
But I've seen enough Whales content to know the.
No, dude, I'm a Whales
that he would not. Yeah, that he would not. That he's got the right. He's got the right attitude towards.
Wait, if you're not a Wales maxi, are you really a Hexican?
You funny.
I'm a Wales quotes maxi.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of quotes apparently. Yeah.
Can I make? We can make a quote book in like a little bathroom quote book.
Oh, you got to write it on the toilet.
No. Because it's got to be in his voice, man. It's got to be in his voice. It's not in text. In text, it will not have the same impact. It's his delivery, its timing, its tone, its tonality, it's everything.
The
in text,
total outfit.
In text, it will not. It would not
funny,
work.
Man. It won't work the same. You gotta have
like the advice. The advice will still be good. Like the advice will still be sound, but the impact will not be there.
Right. It's funny though. I don't know. We need a replica. We can't have just some text. We gotta be able to sell this motherfucker 1 million times.
Did you guys see that meme that Motley posted with Richard kneeling next to that
coffin, gravestone? Yeah.
Oh god, that was good, man. That dude is so wrecked, man. I feel bad for him, dude.
I did a whole stream, man. I had to, bro. Like, damn. Why are you even like? You gotta be some kind of lost to even play yourself.
Just come and put it up for us. Share it up.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
I actually watched a good portion of that stream, Wales. The one where you guys did immediately after Richard's stream.
Right. Oh man, that was just bad, bro. That was
all it confirmed to me was those guys were not really giving a fuck what they were saying. Like this is what I know about people. Like
at all. They did
I
not.
don't need to know about content, Bitcoin, anything, the markets. I know guys that show up and they're not ready. They don't care. And somebody else put them there. Somebody else put that guy there because they were in over their head and they didn't even know what was going to occur because they would have never been there in a million years if they had watched at least 10 of his streams.
They weren't even on the same planet, mate. It wasn't even.
That's what I'm saying. Like, was it someone paying them to do it and they were just like, fuck it, we got to do it. Like, let's eat it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely acted like it.
That's what it seems like. So, guys, just know that's what you're dealing with the Bitcoin community. That's their best, guys.
Yep.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
They get
No,
the
it's not.
Yes,
Who
it
else?
is.
That's not their best. That's not
That's
their
their
best,
best.
guys. That is not their best.
I
I reckon
already converted.
Like, I reckon I could have done a better job, and I reckon there are other
You're not a
Bitcoiners out there
fucking
that could do.
Bitcoin maxi,
but-
bro.
I'm not a Bitcoin
Done a better
maxi.
job.
You
I'm not a
can't
Bitcoin
sit
maxi,
here
but I would
with a
still,
straight
I would still attempt to defend Bitcoin. But you know,
here's the thing.
so
Hold
here's
on.
the thing. Here's the
Let's
thing.
you and me have
The-
a debate because I
The
don't
smartest.
I don't think.
Okay, I'm
there's a
down.
debate
I'm
today.
down.
I don't
So
So let me give you my point. Let me give you my point of view real quick. I think Bitcoin is not finished, and that's okay. Bitcoin can be improved, but people don't want to improve it. That's a fact. Now, HEX is new. It's better. It's improved. It's what Bitcoin would have been if they would have tried. That is all. That's my stance.
That's how I feel. That's what it looks like.
let me tell you why I think so. There are some people in the Bitcoin community that I think could do a pretty good job of debating Richard. However, they are scared to, because they know that even though they would make some good points and be able to do a reasonable job of, you know, defending Bitcoin and standing up to him, overall, they probably know that they would either get crushed or like it would that they would be opening the door to basically him being able to use their rep to shill his project. And they're scared of all these things. They're scared that they'll look that, you know, that Richard's so good at debating that even though they believe in their mind that they are right. Sorry, what's up?
He's a media nightmare. Like if you go on media with him, you're scared, you're afraid, you don't know what he's going to say, what he's going to do. He could literally ruin your career that night, even if you just are scared, just because you're a little too scared to speak up. Although all the Bitcoin people's points are stupid, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. But
let me get my list out. No.
I just think like he's a scary guy to go up against if you know he's on the opposite side. But if he intellectually respects you, he will have a nice conversation with you, but he doesn't intellectually respect many people. I assume.
He teaches them more about Bitcoin than what they know about Bitcoin.
Hell yeah, every time,
Like,
man. Yo,
What the
look,
fuck, man?
let me repeat a line I've been saying all day. And since yesterday. Any random Hexican, not even a streamer, any random Hexican will defeat any Bitcoin maxi in a debate. Hands down, period. Prove me wrong.
You just need a couple lines. You're like, because everyone wants to say the waste of energy thing's not a big deal, but geopolitical politics and media, it is a big deal. So it is a big deal. Like to me, when they bringing that up over the years, what is that going to look like in a few years when they say it's still burning energy for no reason? People are just like, I feel like people will just shun that because that's the cool thing to do, not necessarily because it has a direct impact on the environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's just a narrative they're latching onto, bro. I mean, you can debate.
There's plenty more
Bitcoin
than
sucks,
that.
and you don't have to even touch on that.
While I agree with Wales that I think a lot of Hexicans could do a really good debate job against most of the maxis, etc., I think that's largely because they would be able to parrot the things that they have heard Richard say over and over again. But that's fair. Like, as in, effectively, he's armed us with solid
facts.
logic and arguments and things that for those situations.
Real and true information.
Yeah, like it's not like he's making it up.
And there's guys like me. I dig deeper. I never take it from one person's mouth. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, I'm going to go all day long until I see, 20, 30 respectable people saying the same fucking thing. Yeah, I might come to a consensus, but in the Bitcoin community, as far as marketing and media, they failed, absolutely failed. Failed again and failed again. Because at this point, because every stupid shill is a zombie online saying Bitcoin stuff, but they don't even care to learn it. Nobody in the HEX community cares to learn stuff either, except for like a couple of them, of course, the guys that are really more prominent in that area. But I think 90% of Hexicans don't know jack shit too. I think 90% of Hexicans are morons. They just have. But I'm not saying.
Richard calls that bell curve, right?
Morons, as far as they don't care to research, they're just not.
They're okay with their current situation, and that's
they're not stupid. They just don't care to research because they're just chilling. Like, we're researching all the time. You know what I mean?
So more slack than low intellect is what you mean,
right?
My intellect ain't fresh. I look at this shit all day.
I'm not gonna drop my most hardcore. I'm not gonna drop my most hardcore.
What's happening? I'm on my way, guys. I'm sorry for the noise. If you hear the wind. I'm sorry, guys.
What's going on, bro?
I'm chilling, bro. You're killing me, bro. You're killing me. That's so funny.
Yeah, I heard the Maximus. I was like, oh shit, I gotta come on. I wanna ask him some questions. I want him to be like, okay, because Maximus Dow has come in the chat and they've explained us a bunch of stuff. So that's why I didn't want to interrupt your conversation, but I felt like the car was a control. So I was gonna do this one. I was gonna do this one and say, hey man,
that's awesome.
You know what I mean? This is gonna get people hungry.
That's some being John Malkovich level shit.
I know you want me, man. I know
what the fuck? What the actual fuck?
I love Reese's Cups, man.
Wait, okay, guys. Buy me. I know you do.
Wait, what?
You want to go to the corner store right now? Get an extra pack of pages because you don't got no. And I know you want to get it. I'm right there at the bottom. I'm right next to the Kit Kat, but you don't want to eat all four of them. Who the fuck wants to eat all four Kit Kats? Usually you bring it, you're like, yo, you want one? Yeah, you want the both Reese's, man.
I want the whole bunch.
Holy shit, dude. It's lucky I'm not stoned. Otherwise, I would have just laughed so hard. It would have like ripped my own throat out of my fucking mouth. Like, oh, shit.
That shit was fucking funny.
Good stream though today, man. Jim Red. Very good stream.
What software is that? Is that for your
Snap Camera?
Snap Camera, all right.
Yeah, get that. And you could even use Snap Camera. You can make your own filters and stuff. So that's how I did the Richard Hart filters also. So like, I don't know if Wales saw this one, but Richard Hart here. I called the Bitcoin top. Wait, why is it the green screen working? Wait, guys. Give me 1 second. Oh,
that's so funny, yo.
Holy fuck.
It's his face. Like, boom. That's crazy.
Wait, I have the green.
Holy shit, dude.
Oh, Richard Hart here. Shit. How's it going, Wales?
Bro, holy shit.
And you can go on Snapchat right now and get it, bro.
Yo, that's funny.
There's this one.
Hey, every hacker in the world, just spam this all over Twitter. Richard Hart stream right now, live.
Yeah, send me one.
Rape the Bitcoin bros. Bro.
I'm glad Richard's here.
Someone wants to talk about.
I'm about to drop bombs.
What's up, bro? All
right, guys, let's have some conversation.
So here's the thing. Here's the deal. Ever since that debate where I was just like, God damn, someone needs to actually step up and defend Bitcoin properly, I have been planning, mentally preparing, and fantasizing about one day actually debating Richard myself.
Clip it.
So
put that shit on Twitter now. Don't even worry.
I don't plan to win. Of course not. But I plan to create a more difficult debate / interview than anyone has previously. And my shit is hard, man. I'm coming out swinging if I do this.
Oh yeah,
it is not going to be easy, and that's why I don't want to drop on you guys my best material. However, I'm going to give you guys a little taste of my like C grade material. This shit's not even my top category. This is like my C grade shit.
Can't wait.
Okay?
Stand up. Let me see how hard it is.
Can't wait to hear this.
Let's do this.
One of the big things.
Call me Chris Rock.
one of the big things.
All right, guys. I know that.
So okay. So
no, I want to hear
one of the things that does come up quite often, one of the things that you hear Hexicans say, and even Richard himself, is I was rich before Hex. I did not need the money. Correct? You guys have heard Richard say this. You've heard Hexicans repeat this. Richard didn't need the money. He's doing it.
Bitcoin too.
He's doing it for the love. He's doing it for the passion. He's doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, if you observe his like flashiness, and even if you just run the numbers, his wealth has increased certainly by an order of magnitude or two, right? And we're talking like log scale here. And so, because you know how he says, I've been retired since time X, like, so am I, so is heaps of people, but I'm not like a multi-billionaire. Like, well, you know, so that argument of I was already rich doesn't necessarily mean that people don't want to get more rich. Now, like, I don't have proof that this is the case, but I'm just debunking one of these like one of these ammo narratives that Hexicans fire out and that Richard himself fires out, that if you assume based on the wealth that he is demonstrating that he is order of magnitude, a minimum an order of magnitude wealthier, then you could argue that there was a financial incentive, because who doesn't want to be an order of magnitude wealthier, right? Like, if you can buy a private jet, if you're an order of magnitude wealthier, you can start buying countries and shit. Like, there's no limit to how rich people theoretically would want to be, right? So that's a little taste of like my C grade material on how I would approach this debate. I know it's not related to Bitcoin.
Wales, debunk.
Well, it's simple. He still has money from Bitcoin days, so he's incentivized to want Bitcoin to go up anyway. So it's not just about Hex, right? He also owns Ethereum. So it's not just about Hex, right? I mean, I think it's important for people to realize that a lot of his, and by his, I mean Richard's angle is, you know, the problem with Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It's not anybody else. You know, if Bitcoin cannot improve, then Bitcoin will fail. And it's on track, because here is this thing called Hex. It exists to replace Bitcoin, and it's way ahead of that.
But there is an assumption here. So this is another one that's part of the same narrative, right? Like Richard, quote, I mined 50 BTC blocks. So like, A, I haven't seen proof of that. B, even if he did, I'm just being highly adversarial, and this is how hardcore I would be going if I ever did interview him.
Yeah, but I would not advise you take that route, and I'll tell you why when you're done.
I'm gonna get crushed. I'm gonna get my life ruined, get my digital life ruined. Here's the thing, though.
He was there.
So, but also it assumes that he held on to those Bitcoin, didn't sell them, didn't lose the keys, etc. Like, and I know that. So there are assumptions baked into these narratives that are not necessarily. So there is a plausible path, like there's a plausible narrative,
right,
that involves some of the things that have been leveled at him, saying like, oh, you got wrecked, or you lost your keys, or you didn't think, or you didn't even mine them in the first place at all, or your wealth was derived from a different means. It doesn't matter. It's just that my overarching point here is, if someone said, regardless of how wealthy you are, you have this opportunity to launch a project or projects and get really, really rich, even if it was within the same order of magnitude, who would say no to that? Like, so when you're looking at financial incentives, the incentive structure still was there for him to launch projects.
Sure, nobody's denying that, but I mean, so what? My reply to that is, so what? He still created it. It still functions as is, right? And even if he disappears, doesn't change anything. And in fact, if he disappears, it probably will help the ecosystem thrive, because nobody can attack Hex from that angle anymore. Now what? It's sad but true, because people latch onto that bullshit as an excuse, even though it's not valid. So I don't know. Like, I feel like you can always have a tit for tat, and it's hard to kind of find a middle ground in this cryptocurrency debate. And this is why my angle is like, look, we can all like whatever crypto we like, but we have to come to terms with what crypto is supposed to be. And that's what people don't want to do because they want centralized exchanges. They want all this bullshit that is the problem. It's not the solution. And that's the issue that we actually have in this promise coin space. Because
I don't think they want it. I just don't think they know any better.
Well, it could be a little bit of both. And that's the thing. We can't even have the conversation, though. And that's the problem. Because the conversation is, oh, this coin is better than that one. Who gives a fuck, bro? You can't like what I like, and I can't like what you like. And that's just the end of the debate. From that aspect, that's my opinion. Because how are we going to move forward if we can't come to terms with that? I'm just never going to be a Litecoin fan. Never, ever have I been.
Hell
No,
no.
never.
Hell
Not since
no.
2011. I'm never going to like it. I'm sorry.
Man, a
But do you
close
use
friend
it?
of mine,
Crazy.
But do you use
close,
it?
a close friend of mine and crypto
That's the question.
OG that's been around probably nearly as long as me, maybe not quite by like a couple of years, but he was massive on Litecoin. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why do you think that Litecoin is going to be this thing? And he gave me his reasons. And in my opinion, none of them were good. And
Here we are.
Yeah, me the day that the owner, I forget what his name was, the guy from Litecoin sold out his shares. Like,
Charlie
okay,
Lee.
I'm
Charlie
only
Lee.
using this. I'm only using this until it moves fee transactions. The transaction has been the same, so I'm using Litecoin to move. That's it. That's all I do.
Yeah,
It's
that's
in and
fine.
out, in and out,
That's
in and out.
fine.
That's,
But
exactly.
I'm talking about people using it as
Oh,
a
no, for
means
sure.
to, gain wealth.
I know,
That's
and
never
and now they
It is.
they made Dogecoin go on it. Like, forget about it.
Real quick,
I just want to finish up.
Yeah.
I just want to finish up just real quick with some statements on what I was talking about before. So just so it doesn't sound like I'm anti-Hex or anti-Richard.
Nah,
One,
I don't think anybody's
I'm a massive Hex bull. I own more of it than I own Bitcoin in dollar value. I'm massively bullish. I think it's an amazing project, and I absolutely love the shit out of Richard Hart. I think he's legendary. Like, and so, but all I want to do is, and also I did say that was my C grade material. So, like,
that's fine.
I just want, like, when I hear like interviews and things like that, because sometimes that Richard was rich already does get used as a rebuttal or as an argument in certain contexts on Twitter and stuff like that.
All the time. I use it all the time.
And whenever I hear it in the back of my mind, I think, well, if I'm not convinced that that wasn't a form of incentive that did exist at the time. So I just want to keep like a very balanced.
I feel like he admits that to a degree.
Yeah, you're right. And Wales made that point, and Wales did make that point as well.
Yeah, like
that basically.
I want to pull up a video real quick because some hexer can just, with the quickest response time in history, put up your challenge on Twitter and tag Richard.
Yeah.
Let's check it out.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready.
It's okay though. I'll Tangent, if that happens, I'll come on. I'll come on.
I need time. I need time to that debate where I was.
Is this
just
you
like,
or is
God
it not
damn,
you?
Someone
You tell
needs to
me,
actually
Tangent.
step up and defend
Let's
Bitcoin
go.
properly. Fuck's sake,
bro.
So here's the thing. Here's the deal. Ever since that debate where I was just like, God damn, someone needs to actually step up and defend Bitcoin properly, I have been planning, mentally preparing, and fantasizing about one day actually debating Richard myself.
Clip it.
Notice I said one day. Notice I said one day, not 2 days.
You've been fantasizing. Someone has to clip that and just get, I've been fantasizing. Like, I want someone to do that.
I mean fantasizing in the non-sexual, like in original how the word fantasizing means, where you're just like
laughter
mentally imagining it and
this is
excited about it.
What would you do if Richard sends you the picture of Motley with the fuck you finger like that? What would you do? I would actually ask Richard one question. I'd be like, out of all your children, which one would you favoritize the most?
He doesn't have kids though.
It would be me.
He does. It's 3 of them.
He would say GRC.
No, I would say obviously. Okay, wait. I don't think I understood about the term of reference. I mean, his kids, meaning being like HEX, PulseX, and Pulsechain. I'm like, which one would you favoritize the most, right? Because if Hex is going to be the best, no, but that's going to be the best, like the best children, and parents know that they'll tend to like go for the like evilest one. Like in my opinion, like I feel like I'm the favorite and I'm the evilest, of like my brothers. So I got like 3 brothers, right? So we're 3 boys, right? And like this is how my parents view it, right? I tend to be the one that does the most good for people, is the one that's more favoritized, in my opinion. So I would say to Rich, that's why I'm evil. I'm not favorited, but like my other brother's favorite, I'm like the shoo because they always on my ass. So Richard's always on Hex, right? He's not really like, he's like Pulsechain, PulseX, But Hex is like, yo, it's because it's the one that's the most hated. Like me, right? The evilest one.
They're
The
distracting everyone from
it's the one that's
talking
the
about
scam,
the project.
Yes, I'm talking about the projects, right? So like if you think about it, which of the kids is getting the worst, backlash? It's gonna be Hex, right? The evilest one, the scam, the one that's misunderstood, right? So as a parent, he's like defending it, like, no. But Pulsechain's coming out, and then PulseX is gonna come out. But which one is he gonna favorite the most? Which one does he like? Which one does he think has the potential to outbeat Hex?
Well, if you do a real world, comparison, it's going to be the youngest, which would be PulseX. Even though they're going to get born at the same time, Pulse and PulseX are basically going to be twins because they're going to like exist at the same time.
So they're fraternal. You think they're fraternal or they're identical?
And then maybe keeping that analogy going, he'd have the highest expectations of the oldest child, which would be Hex. So that'd be the one he put the most pressure on and have the highest expectations for.
Hex is the baby.
We got to remember.
And then
we got to remember, while that's true, Tangent, because I agree with you, we have to remember that Pulsechain and PulseX are much easier to understand for people. So that's gonna skew things a little bit in the favor of the younger pools. I mean, it's just something we gotta be okay with. But they're gonna find out about Hex eventually because Hex is the thing, man. So I think that's how it's going to work, because Hex is complicated for people for whatever reason, because delaying gratification is not normal. So people have to relearn that concept, because that's what Hex is all about. People don't understand, why would I lock my money up for a year or 2 or 4 or 15? Forget about it. So it's a whole fucking conversation from that different point of view, especially because you got a whole society, not even fucking community, but society that's literally predicated on short-termism. Everything we do is based on that. Latest phone, latest cars, latest sneakers, latest everything, baby. Don't ever wait.
People want instant.
Yo, when I was a kid, go ahead.
Can each of you put yourselves in Richard's shoes and say, like, if I was Richard, my favorite project would likely be which one?
I would say Hex.
I would say Hex too, man.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer to me.
I created Pulsechain and PulseX to help boost Hex.
Yeah, that birthed everything else. So I would say he would, if he was to ever answer that or finish that statement, I would say he would say Hex.
Hex is my baby. The others are the tools to help it grow.
Yeah.
Famous?
Oh man, for me it's very biased, man, because I come from a family 3 boys, and like my situation, I'm the oldest, and like I'm looking at boys. I'm looking at like boy. Shit. You want? I'm not gonna dox my family.
Don't make it personal. No, don't make it personal. Don't make it personal.
Yeah,
but it's like
try to be objective.
I feel like Hex, they know, like as my parents, like they know that sadly, it's like that's the most performant one. Yeah. Like that should have been the best one, but maybe it won't be. Like in terms of normal, right? Because think about it. Right. Not everyone got that 10,000x, right?
No,
not
everybody isn't going to be motivated.
But
like
Pulsechain, people are going to be able to get it, and people are going to get that. Now, PulseX, it doesn't have the chance to fail. Why? Because
it's going to get carried by everything else.
Exactly. So it's not even
that.
It's
near the 10,000x, man.
PulseX knows exactly what
on Hex.
If we get more than 1,000x on either PLS or PLSX, I'll be fucking happy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like within the first few years. I mean, like I don't really think. I don't know, man. Like I know we're gonna control the market because we're not gonna be dumping it, but damn. Can we really win like that again?
I think we're going to control the market because everything's going to be bridged over. I think assets are actually going to stay bridged. I think the assets are going to stay bridged, right? Because in the other chains, The problem was nothing stayed bridged. Everyone would always bridge out their assets. So when you bridge out the asset and you're keeping the money that's from inside, right? The DEXs, the money you make from the DEXs, you could take out your principal and you make out so much, right? So the money that's bridged over, once you take it out, it makes the whole other side fuck up. So I think it's gonna actually keep the potential of keeping shit bridged over because it'll be so useful to have it bridged over compared to the other places where it wasn't because of this copy.
I think the issue is trying to teach. Like a lot of people won't even know how to bridge. How many people know how to bridge now? Seriously.
The only thing I don't know how to do is provide liquidity for the bridge, but I know how to bridge.
Like obviously, yes, we all do.
Like bridging. So the normie isn't gonna know bridging is gonna be like you gotta go to a website and fucking connect these two networks and all this shit. You know, the normie isn't gonna know that. A normie has to learn that. Is that what you mean?
Until they learn that, I think it's gonna hold us up.
So when do you learn that? I didn't learn that until I had to learn it. So that's
but
that's
that
how it
was
works,
because
bro.
you knew Hex understood, right? So like this is how I think Hex is like me. I'm misunderstood.
I learned how to bridge when we had to go to the high gas situation with Matic and all that. Remember that tangent back in the day?
Yeah, good point. Yeah. I think that's the
that was the first time. Yeah, that was the first time. No, it's not because of not even because of the Pulsechain, but that was the first time I personally ever bridged. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
because that's when I had to. So I think that's when people learn how to bridge. Because there's a lot of people within the community even that are on other chains, so they know how to bridge.
Mm-hmm. The Poly Phantom is easy. Poly AVAX is easy. It's all cheap. BNB is easy. It's the ETH that no one really does. They say they do it, but they don't do it. They're not paying 5 bills to put over 2.
Why would you do that? That's why I never use Matic. Because why would I buy a Hex on Matic when I got to pay $35, $50, $100, whatever the gas is just to get it back? That's stupid. So I just buy it on freaking Ethereum.
I heard something crazy recently. I don't know if it's true or not. I didn't look into it. That freaking Cardano is now EVM compatible. Does that sound right?
I've never heard that.
I was like, what the shit? Like that can't be right.
Yeah, that can be right. That would mean they would actually. That means they actually did something.
Well, they were originally in ERC20. They were originally in ERC20.
Were they? I thought they were too, but I don't know what
Even
happened.
even Polkadot,
possibly only for fundraising, man. That was probably just like IDO shit, like as in like ICO shit. They might have just done an ERC20 just to do the fundraising
for a while.
Yeah, they've been around, but they were not there. But
mainnet. They were. A lot of projects did that. EOS did that. Like a lot of projects basically just fundraised on ETH and then launched their own mainnet and just did a token swap 1-to-1.
Oh, maybe yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, okay. Did they have anything on ETH? No, never everything. They had nothing. It was just a token. Yeah, that you're right. So yeah, that makes sense. If we were to
Worker needs to get on stream and stop acting like he's in the chat.
Yeah.
I want you guys to delete that tweet. About
I want to start. I want to say something about that. I want to say something about that tweet. Tangent, stop being such a little puss, dude. He's not that bad.
Yeah, man. I'll come,
bro. If you invited me on stream to debate Bitcoin, I would do it. I would just say, fuck it.
Yeah,
I'll do it. Fuck it. Like, just do it, bro.
No, the reason
you're gonna get more popular, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, you lost the debate to Richard," and he probably likes you the whole time because he knows you're a Hex dude.
I'll tell Richard I know more about air conditionings than him, but
he knows you're a Hex dude. He knows the angle you're coming at it from.
I'll tell you why I don't want to do it now, right? One, I'm not prepared, so it wouldn't be that
what? I would do it right this second.
Yeah, more importantly, I'm doing y'all a favor because some of these things are so fire that it could actually impact the Hex price downwards. So I need to make sure I need to see this list and be like, okay, do I need to omit any of these things?
Honestly, I would debate you with Richard, and I would tell Richard, why do we call it staking? I would literally say that. I would tell Richard, I would be like, bro, it's not staking, and Hex is not DeFi. And I would tell him, and I would just go, and I would wait for comments just to go like, wow, I can't believe he just did that. And I would wait for Richard to rip me. And I would actually tell Richard, but it's not. I'd be like, but we're not doing DeFi. We're at all. I'm like, I'm like, is the government like, does the government do finance? No, it doesn't. It creates you the ability to have finance or to do financing or to be in the finance
That is
world.
what we're doing. That's
That
why
is
we can have a
government.
maxi.
We're a government. We're literally fucking money printing. You are burning your money and printing it. So you're doing what Canada did when they took the cash and they said, you know what? We're putting plastic money now. Bam. That's what HEX is doing, literally. And it's like, no, we're not staking, guys. You're not providing your money so everyone could use it for transactions like staking does. And that's what staking is, because your LP is not staking. It's fucking farming. It's you providing liquidity and getting paid off of it. It's not providing a token for transactions like staking and delegating is. And that's the real term. And like, I feel like when you said, Wales, that it's too complicated, it's because people are just telling people, yeah, you could stake your coin. No, you can't.
It's not that it's complicated. It's that people don't know what the hell staking means.
Exactly. But when they go and they type on their stupidity computer and they're like, oh, I could stake. What can I do with staking? Well, they get other protocols that you can stake. It's like, yeah, take out your money, receive this much right away, and like take your interest. And it's like, oh, well, HEX, you can't do that. Fuck it. It's a scam. Why would I lock it for 15 years? It's like, but bro, aren't you going to hold Bitcoin for 10 years?
Exactly.
So it's like you would rather hold something, not get an interest. Like Alex said,
I
don't believe in interest. This motherfucker wants to own a business and not sell anything. It's like, bro, I'm gonna be a car salesman and I'm gonna bet that the cars are gonna be worth more in 10 years without me selling them. It's like
I've looked up my Bitcoin, man. But I can't
handle it. Yo, look, that shit was atrocious, man.
And Tangent, he said he didn't even do it with the core. He said he didn't even do it that way. He's like, oh, it's a more complicated way. So me and HEX is the way we're like, bro, did he actually get rugged? Or is it locked with a third party and he doesn't say it? Right?
I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
I think he does know, because I know what I have two things that I think he did. He either locked it with someone, and I'm not gonna say who because this is gonna fucking start shit, or he got rugged in another one. And it's gonna happen where they might give him his money back. Maybe.
All I know is not your keys, not your coins. So
because when Richard said, did you do it, like, you know, you could click the, I'm not gonna repeat it, but you could, I can't say it, I don't know it like that, but he's like, you know, when you go in the thing and you go in the check and you didn't do it that way, and he's like, no, I didn't, you know, it doesn't matter, I don't believe in interest, I don't believe in it, I don't believe in making money, no, I don't even care about the price, but
I own this business.
It sounds like it's me and Mario.
I've been to Shark Tank, but I don't care about money. But I'm trying to go take other people.
Why, that guy was in Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Did you not see the video we shared? What the fuck?
So he owns businesses. This is how he makes money then.
I don't know how he makes money, but
well, because he clearly doesn't make money off Bitcoin.
Have you not seen the video, Famous?
Have you not seen the Shark Tank one, dude? Go watch it.
No, I don't really watch TV anymore, man. I got too much shit to do.
What did he go on Shark Tank and talk about? I know he was on there, but what
I
was
recruit.
he
It was like
I'm more of a Dragon's Den guy because of Canada.
It was a recruitment app. It was like an app for recruiting.
about Dragon's Den.
And then
equals Futsters confirmed. Oh, guaranteed, bro. I would tell Richard he dresses like shit. I'll be like, bro, if I had your money,
you must have got here late.
You need to fire your stylist, bro. I'm
Famous
sorry.
Must have got here late. Where'd you show up, huh? What'd you find?
I'm like, come on, bro. Please, like, let me just give you some. I'll give you the links. Just wear this. You'll look 10 times better, bro. Like, there's sometimes he looks fucking good. And I'm like, yeah, that's Rich.
You're rocking his watches in your background.
Oh, bro, I wish I could rock these watches, bro. I'd have 4 of them on my arm. I love the way he went on. Okay, and he's like, bro, you think I care about these fucking watches? I have fucking 2 of them on right now, and I don't even set the times. This one's worth $1 million. I'm doing it to troll right now. I was like,
in the chat. We'll just put in the
I
chat.
was like, someone please just clip whatever Richard said and just play it, because to me, I was like, I was in bed. I was like.
Yeah, look, guys, there's no doubt. Like, even all the Bitcoin guys, all the Bitcoin community also agree that the debate was like
Bro,
just
they got no choice but to agree.
one-sided. That dude poorly represented Bitcoin. That he did a shit job. He didn't challenge Richard. He was practically like agreeing with him. There was one point where he just abandoned all his points and then just sent him a softball, like gave him a softball question of like, so like, you know, what's your passion?
Bro, I like to have conversations. I like to have conversations.
Like, well,
and then when they went that road, Richard was like this. He was like, perfect. I got them. If they would have stuck to the questions, in my opinion, it would have been a very good debate and they would have had all kinds of views, but they fucked up.
Yeah,
Alex Trebek was like, yeah, let me just talk to Richard. Oh, dumbass.
yeah.
Dumbass.
Yeah, how stupid, bro.
Cardano followed the UTXO plan, not the EVM plan. Tangent.
And the guys that protected themselves from I'm not a scam called someone else a scam. It's like
this was something I heard really recent. Jim Rat.
It's like you were a slave and you just enslaved someone. Like,
what do you got, Tangent? What do you got?
I'm looking it up just to see if it's legit or not. I just heard it. I didn't actually follow it up.
No, I know. I don't even know what those words mean. So, you're way ahead of me.
Right. Like I just heard them said that.
I just read the stream.
It was.
I love how. No, seriously. I EVM just means Ethereum compatible. But what does the other one mean? That he said.
Hex Walker.
What does UTXO mean? What does UTXO mean?
UTXO is unspent transactions. So it's basically like there's two different models, right? Like, so UTXOs is your unspent transactions, and then you've got an accounting model. Like, so Ethereum is an accounting model, and then Bitcoin is a list of unspent transactions. What's up, Richard Hunt? wait, I didn't have time to read that. What did it say? What did the first one say? Can you come and teach something about a body or whatever?
I'll pull it back up.
He wants to put you in a body bag.
Basically. We want to see you get slammed.
I'm not going to be able to because I'd only be asking questions. Can body and his B game and annihilate his A game.
Yeah. That's too funny, man.
That would be funny. What if he would literally Tangent could never go on the internet again afterwards? Like he had to absolutely leave the internet. Like he could not be. What if Richard does it to everyone? It doesn't matter who you are.
You know what I was thinking of doing as like a challenge? I'd be like, the loser has to delete their YouTube channel. So the risk is it's kind of like an equal risk because for me, my YouTube channel's got no subs. So, but he's almost certainly going to win the debate. So it's like, you know what I mean? So he's got low probability, high consequence, and I've got low consequence, high probability of losing.
GRC will moderate it, because I got to make sure.
I just watched that video. That was horrible.
It was really bad. The Shark Tank thing was really
bad.
It's
really
a joke,
bad.
man.
The fact that dude had to fucking balls
again, how embarrassing are these fucking Aussies, man? I'm an Aussie, and these cunts are fucking embarrassing to us.
Oh, he was an Aussie. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, he is, and so is Craig Wright, and so is Alex Saunders. Although Alex Saunders is Tasmanian, so he kind of doesn't count. But
he's the Tasmanian.
Close enough, damn it.
Even though.
Wonder where he's
technically is Australia. It technically is Australia.
Right.
Where's he hiding?
I mean, according to the map, but you know.
How the fuck did you guys take over North America YouTube? What the fuck? You guys don't have like Australian YouTube? Like I don't know. Like it's like how's the algorithm? Like it's like
because I wake up really early and that's when they're streaming, and that's how we all link up because I'm always watching their shit. And I'm always in their chats and shit.
Anymore. I wake up
no, but I feel like a lot of like now that they mention it, like holy fuck, they're all over the place. Like I saw that even before having to look at people, which then generated me the user recommended content. Like
we're putting in work, bro.
Yeah, fuck. Man. Work. You must hate your government, bro.
Big time. Hey, Tangent.
So this website says it is. It says that Cardano's got something called KEVM. That has now made it compatible with Ethereum, but it's only got like 930 smart contracts on it. So it's still a piece of shit.
What's happening with Sunday Swap? How many transactions is Sunday Swap?
Cardano holders still love watching their girlfriends get banged by everyone except themselves.
Yeah, right on Will Smith.
Absolutely not.
Will Smith likes to do that too.
Pretty much, It's crazy.
Guys, we've been on for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I've had nothing but a good time. It's been
However,
a wild ride. Closing
I
statement.
can give you guys the argument for open relationships. That'll be here's my closing statement.
Okay, close.
this would be funny.
Keep him going. Just
Girls, listen up.
If you love someone to the point where you do not want to restrict their life and you want them to experience life to the absolute full, and one of the things that they want you to do is hold Cardano while you watch them get banged by another dude, then
Hey, listen, man.
Who are we to say what is true love, man?
I went out with her, and then I told her I was on vacation in Europe, so man, I'm good. She gave me a good time. Ada gave me a very good time. I'm not gonna lie. I think I got it almost at the highest. What, it was like a 250? No,
$2 and something, like
50 or 238 or 258. I forget. But I was like, I remember, but I was like wasted one time. I was like, bro, I'm like staking it for no reason. I'm like, bro,
are we still talking about
I'm getting off Binance? I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, I'm just gonna sell it. I need to pay right now for fucking. I'm not gonna say how much on the bottles on the beach. I was like, I need to pay for it. I'm like, listen, lady, come back in 25 minutes. I'll have your money ready. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, just 25 minutes. Just come back. I'm sending money from my bank accounts. She's like, okay, I'm spending. I'm just selling. I'm putting everything on my. I'm like making sure. I'm like, how much is it gonna cost? I'm like, okay, perfect. I top it up. I'm like, yeah. Swipe it. I'm like, thank you, Ada. Thank you. And then my friend in my head, he's like, bro, you're gonna regret that. I'm telling you, shit's gonna go higher. You're gonna see. I'm like, bro, it's at $2 and something. It's like it's at all time. No one's using it. Like, what do you want more? It's gonna go to what? $5? How? Who's gonna buy it? Who's gonna use it? There's no one using it. We all own it. Like we dumbed fucked up. Everyone's still holding it from a cent. Like what?
It's crazy.
All right, famous. That was your closeout time. What about you, Mayo?
Mayo, what up?
I ain't closing. Let's keep going.
Yeah, you've got Jim. Just leave. Leave the chat on, man.
Hey, yeah, I can chill for a minute. I don't care.
You should give me the password. I'll just take care of it. And then you come back. We should do it 24/7.
Hey, 92 viewers. That's the all-time high. I'm not letting up.
Yeah, what the fuck, bro?
You actually promised the viewer base that if we got the views up, that we would keep going.
As soon as it goes under 60 viewers, then you quit. You can't.
All right, you guys talk amongst yourselves. Anyone who wants to leave, I'm gonna take a piss. Don't curse too much.
I'm gonna take a little snack break while you guys work out what's going on.
Yeah, man, just do it. Yo, let's answer questions on chat, bro. What the fuck? Let's go, chat. We guys have questions, anything. Let's go, bro. You got fucking Mayo, you got Wales, you got me.
Feel free to go to and fro.
Tangent's coming back. Yeah, let's go. What's your questions, guys?
Shoot.
Let's go.
Sugar, shoot. Yeah, yesterday was a straight slaughter, bro. It wasn't even fair. Hope these people learn.
It's crazy. Did you guys see that they actually cut the video before cutting the video?
Yeah, it was a joke.
They cut their whole rant. The whole rant about the fact of the hard forks. None after the hard fork that he's like, what's called a hard fork, and then he cut the other part where he was explaining how Michael Saylor could just cut it.
Oh, they cut that out because they don't know.
10 minutes, 20 minutes. The next thing you know, it's like boom, the whole video drops.
It was too much.
Question there: is there a sack for Maximus? That's probably
nope. There's no sack. None of that. It's just a launch phase where you take a hex and give it to the contract, and you get one maxi back. It's one for one.
Would you want to see more than one contract being deployed?
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I mean it's a good idea. I wouldn't mind doing one because it's not like it's complicated. You would just have to have yeah, because maximum has an edge because it's the first one.
Yeah.
Best place to study bridging.
But the thing is that how do you integrate the coin, right? Because this is what I was thinking about, and I don't know if they're listening. But let's say, okay, you have the initial contract that deploys itself, where you have a max, right? Because there's a max limit, there's a max amount of what's it called? How do we say this? Max length, and there's max amount, right? For bonus, right?
Yep.
So what if there was one of the contracts, right? We do it the way they did it, but they could also implement one where it caps at the max. So it's like if you want to get into this stake, well, it caps at the max. And then once it caps at the max, closes, sets the self, 7 p.m., boom, or UTC, closes, confirms itself, contract reopens and allows up to the next. And if you could use that, then you could utilize the strength of that max, right? So people could get in faster. You could close it, like, you know what I mean? Like, you could, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I was thinking about that. I'm like, that's some crazy game theory where every time it would to close, well, then it restarts. So if you're like a low guy trying to get into that max, right? So if there's like maybe $2,000-3,000 left in the spot, well, someone like who's small could say like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to get this max deal on T-shares. So let me just put in a $200 and I'll get a percentage off of it. You know what I mean? So it could actually create more value and more buying for HEX, because it's like, well, why do a stake for 555 $200 when I could do it and put it in a pot that gives me the max and I'll get more, right? But it gives people the sense like, oh, I have to hurry up, because if I'm not part of that max, then my money's gonna be into the next contract, which takes whatever time it takes to be full.
Yep, because the T-shirt rate only goes up. So
exactly. So that would create, and it would make it so like that. It creates more contracts, so more T-shares are burned in different time spans. So it would not be one big boom. It would be more of a gradual curve, right? If you understand what I'm saying.
yep.
So the value of the Maximus token would grow with the value of how much time it would take for a contract to close, even giving the option of, hey, you could create one contract every 15 years, right? Which is like the big motherfucker that everyone that has no limit. That's like, put as much as you want in this motherfucker and you get the coins that come with it. And that could give like crazy value into the ecosystem, right? Because it's like decentralized pools for people that want to do that, right? Or you could stake by yourself and just make money by yourself. I don't know. I feel like it would give more. It would give more use for it. It's DAO, or it's the system, because it would be like, whoa, fuck. Not only can I put in every 15 years, but I could put in I can make a 555 every, I don't know, every month or something, if it takes that long. If it could take a week to fill up, it could take a day to fill up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll interrupt you. Famous. I've got to answer. A functional crypto Mayo rate Will Smith slap. I reckon it was 100% fake.
Yeah. No,
100%.
Oh,
And then
I was laughing.
And then we got the next one there. Romanian Dan. How many ounces does Whale smoke in a month?
That's a good question. I haven't done the math. Maybe a pound or more, at least. Yeah.
And then we got, what do we got? Do I give my seed words for the airdrop? No. Do not ever give your seed words, brother.
Who said that?
Who
said that? Whoa.
He's trolling.
I'm gonna laugh harder.
Of course you do.
Fuck me, brother. I hope you're trolling. Markable. Who's Markable?
The guy we was just on Wake Up X with. Beardly.
Oh, Beards.
Beardly.
Was it a good thing or a bad thing if I sound like him?
I don't know. I think your voice is just deep is what it means. I don't think anything more of it. Oh, man.
Ounces, dollar rates, text price. Yeah, sometimes is what I do.
It's hard to get 150 million HEX together. It's really easy for the T shares to go up and wash out the BPP bonus.
Yep. I don't think their goal with that contract is to maximize a longer pay better or a bigger pay better. I think it's to maximize a longer pay better. I think that's what their goal is with that, if I remember correctly. So
Finbear, that guy changes his name too often. Who's that, Finbear?
That's always
exactly Finbear. Exactly.
Yeah.
Take Jesus. I understand. It really depends on how people want to do it. You know, companies could want to do it. I don't know.
Yeah, we're probably going to do something like that at MCA because it is becoming an issue where people are worried about what happens after they pass and stuff like that. Because it's a real issue, you know. People got to take care of other people, I guess, too.
Even other communities, how can we give other communities a chance to decentrally come in and say, hey, I want my community to come here together and create a stake. They can't. They got to go one by one. So then it's like it becomes everyone on their lonesome, you know,
Yep.
like Finbear said. So it's not that I'm trying to stop us from doing it, because we would still have our options, right? It's more about giving the other people options so they could come in
Right. It's
in
about
a
comfort level.
decentralized
It's
way.
about
So if they
comfort
could
level.
exactly, so if they could create a contract that works and it's functional, this is a crazy game theory that no one is even thought of that could possibly happen. And it's like, how could people say it won't work? What do you mean it won't work?
Right.
Hedron people, then you would say Hedron wouldn't work, but
Exactly.
it
Clearly
is.
it works. Yeah,
So
clearly
I'm,
it works. So
and if it's good code and if it's functional, man,
it's gonna work. Simple.
we're here forever, right,
Works,
guys?
works.
Tony's background has Richard's mic, and I low key thought Ken was using too many. Yeah, man. I can wait. Give me a second. Hold up. Oh no, it's fuck. I have to flip the.
When Hex Orca joins stream.
Yeah, one hex orca.
Yeah, come on up, man. Should I send them the link? I'm gonna send them the link. I
It's
probably already did.
too much in the chat. You might as well be on stream making the comments. Let's get them real time, Orca. Stop playing.
Come on, man.
Little time, Saya. Where's price at? Is it below 15 already?
Yeah, he says it's a fake pump.
14.9.
Oh, 49. Orca's smiling. He's like, I told you, motherfuckers.
Almost 15.
He's giggling right now inside. His beard shaking.
His beard is jiggling.
I don't think it's jiggling. It's shaking.
Oh, man.
Let me flip the camera. Is it flip? No, it's not flip, motherfucker. I guess not. Never mind. But usually I have that I have the mic like this, where it comes out like this.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's like literally on, like, you think it's like the actual mic. Motherfuckers. Dirty bastards.
They got you by a few clicks, bro.
It's okay, bro. My dreams are better than what they think.
Hey, every man's got dreams.
There you go.
Hey, man. I got memories for days, bro. I should bring on some of my girls on stream one day when I'll be streaming on the beach. I'll have no choice to be like, hey, yeah, come inside, come say hi, Wait, let me get the beach out. I'll be like this. Where's the beach background? Oh, it doesn't have it. This thing doesn't generate. It has a brick wall. Or I have what's his name's living room. You talking about Wank Bank?
Wank
What's
Bank.
Wank Bank? I have a feeling of. I think I know what it is, but it is that. I'm
Fuck
not
the
aware of the party. I'm Canadian, unfortunately, so I don't think we know what Wank Banks are. Oh, Wank Banks are the where you yeah. Put
There you
$2
go.
in. Yeah. Okay. I used to have that in front of a club when I was like 15, 16. The weirdest motherfuckers used to come out of that place, bro. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah, usually.
So
how-
guys, well, we have 4 more weeks to launch, guys, right? 1 month.
yeah, probably. Man.
Probably
Not
1
much
month.
left.
Yeah, 1 month. I'll die of laughter if it launches after September.
Well,
There'll
let's
be no
hope it
pulse
doesn't.
down. There'll be no
I
pulse
mean, look,
down.
however long it takes, it's fine. But, you know, I'm ready. That's all I'm saying. My body is ready.
I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready for that. What do you think's gonna happen when if the block height preparation like notification comes in? It's like, yo guys, this is what happens.
Man, I'm gonna go try to snatch up as much PulseX as I can because everybody's gonna be dumping it for Pulsechain. That's what
No. Way before that. I'm talking about before the block height. Before block height.
Sure.
You think we're gonna get read in between the finger lines, like reading between the lines type of message where it's like this is when the block height's happening, or it's 420?
I don't think we're gonna get any kind of signal, and I think it's just gonna happen.
Yeah, I think it'll just be like boom,
Yeah.
next minute.
Like it's on, bitches. Good luck. That's what I think it's gonna be.
Okay, if he does tell us something, what's gonna happen? Let's put it like that.
Oh,
What would
Hex is
happen?
gonna
What would be your
skyrocket.
foreshadowing?
Hex
What's
is
your
gonna
foreshadowing?
skyrocket. Hex is gonna skyrocket.
I can hear it in
Because
your voice.
people are gonna be loading up on so they can
Feel
get
that.
their free copy,
Mhm.
and all the selling is gonna stop automatically because people aren't gonna. I mean, at least the smart seller, if that's even such a thing. But you get my point.
Bit of this, bit of that, up that way.
Yeah, pretty much.
We can't lose, man. We can't lose.
Literally can't. You guys think we'll see me?
But you wouldn't want if you were Richard, you wouldn't want to disrupt the market just a bit and see how much your FUD has.
influences.
Yeah, like you wouldn't want to see how much like it would influence. Like it would, right? I know it will, but how much will it, right? If you were to say, "Hey guys, get ready, take out your liquidity. It's coming very very soon. 5 days max. In between the next 5 days, it could be in 3 hours. It could be in 4 days and 10 minutes. It's your choice. It's gonna be in the next 5 days. Like that would be like, I think it would just disrupt everything more than just say, "Hey guys, it's live. Go." And then it's like a one-time disruption. I would want to see a fake disruption and then the ultimate disruption, personally.
No, I'm pretty sure. Did he not say he's not going to say exactly when?
From my understanding and listening, is he's gonna just say, "Hey guys, it could be." He could or he may or may not, right?
Yeah, he's never been like, yeah, I'm gonna let y'all
He
know.
hasn't never been straight up about
Yeah,
everything. Anything he say throughout this whole, like, I would say last 3 months.
Process. Yeah.
This whole last 3 months, he's never been like kept
As
his
far
word.
as that, yeah, he's never been like, this is how we're gonna do it. Never.
When he talks about what he is gonna do, he's kept his word, but in different ways. Like he's made
Yeah.
it better. Like he's done things to counter everything and completely be like, "Well, no, I decided to do this." And even though in his head it probably was doing that all along, he was just trying to see how our reaction was to certain things, right?
Yep.
Because I would want to see a fake, massive fake fucking disruption. Why not? Prepare people, get them
I
eager.
reckon with it.
You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't want to see that a bunch of people pull their liquidities and other coins and see all these fake motherfuckers come and trade and get their trades all influenced.
Yeah, get wrecked.
All the little people's liquidity, take them out, make the big motherfuckers have to trade on themselves and not the little people. Like I don't know.
Yep.
I would love to see that just for like a couple of days.
People get wrecked at that point.
And then people would actually see the value of these coins, which is fuck all. It's like people are like, "Bro, the Hex has like 150 million liquidity." You're like, okay, well, how much does your coin have for real? Like, did you check? No, I don't need to, bro. The exchange can get what I want. Okay, but did you check how much your liquidity is? No, you didn't check. It's the same bullshit.
They don't even know what liquidity is, bro. So it doesn't even
Do you
matter.
think he'll announce on Twitter? There you go. I don't think he will. I think it'll be out a day or two before he says on Twitter, to be honest.
I think he loves us enough to tell us, man. That's my opinion. He's done everything for us. He's fucking forking the wallet too, bro. Why wouldn't he tell us?
Yeah,
I reckon mainnet will drop, the bot will do its thing, and then a day or two later, fucking public.
fucking wild, bro. Pulsechain, PulseX, nothing but good times ahead. Why y'all guys on mute, bro?
Tangent's like, bro, I'm waiting to get it.
No.
I was just waiting for you to like continue like just chilling and be like, not realize that he might not be in the thing. But yeah,
Hey, what's up?
I don't know. Chilling, man. Just asking, well, Wales, what he would think, what happens if Richard tells us about the block height, or if he will. He think he might not. Oh, that's a nice cup, bro. Can you show that cup? Show that cup, man.
I've got Pulse. I've got Hex. I've got Hex in black and white. So there's like black logo on a white
Hex
cup.
merch.
It's actually from this site called Redbubble.
I've heard of Redbubble.
It's like everyone, like anyone can submit designs. So like designers. So like you can upload any design you want and have it printed onto like t-shirts, mugs, cups, shit like that.
dope. I'm checking this out right now.
But still,
So
Who's
so
got
there's
the best
multiple
shirts?
so there's multiple users have created Hex products on that website. Yeah, that t-shirt's sick. That boxing, that MMA
Oh,
t-shirt.
it looks like
or whatever
tap out. It has like the style of tap out. That's so dope.
yeah, well, it is for the fights.
Yeah,
So,
it looks exactly like the style like tap out. It's dope.
Yeah, sick. It's one of my favorite Hex designs, actually. That MMA t-shirt that you guys made for the fight. It's sick.
yeah, you gotta give credit to Jay for doing this. Fuck, he done a good job, man. I'll tell you what.
GSC, some love for having the heavy hitters on. I only have heavy hitters on. Come on.
I've noticed that actually.
Yeah, I only have heavy hitters on because otherwise Sam will eat them alive. But seriously, he's like a human, just like freakazoid, like because he doesn't know where anyone's coming from, so he has none of that Mexican bias, and he just starts asking questions. Like he's just like, "What's here?" And then questions people have been avoiding for 6 months aren't so fun when this dude's like, "So what's next, bro? Dude, what's going on next, bro?" Like he's just crazy, and I love him for that, and that's why he's on here, man. He just is a learner. He just wants to learn everything, and that's really it. Like he's just a learning machine and a posting content machine.
It's good, man. You're doing good.
Yes, I have some help. I have some help. As you can see, how do you guys like the new behind the?
Yeah, it's actually legit. I noticed that.
Pictures?
Yeah, I noticed that little background.
Yep.
Pretty
Bullish
slick,
helped
bro.
me out with that. Bullish.
Good
Again.
stuff. Good stuff, man.
Really.
Yeah.
What else do we got? I was playing around with the testnet this morning.
Yeah, what'd you end up doing?
Just bridging back and forth, pretty much. Just like I just do the normal stuff.
You know what you need? The colors. You need to have all three colors, man. You need to have the hex, the pulse. It needs to be like a trip. Like make it like make it like have it like like the colors in the gradient. Personally, I feel left out, man. As like a hex and PulseX lover, But I don't know if I'm just being biased. As like right now, I have Richard hostage and shit at his house. So like, I gotta represent the core.
Do you guys remember that Eminem Dr. Dre track where Eminem pretends he's got Dre hostage or something?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like that. You could have Richard in the trunk. You could have Richard in the trunk of his own Ferrari.
Doesn't even.
Well, if I get one of my friends to come, maybe it'll go on his face and not mine, because I'll like cover mine. And I'll put like a hat and be like this and be like, I got Richard here with me, man. Well, I was tending on doing like a Saturday night live, like type skit shit, like once a week, like make a script and like just troll everyone, and just have like it, just make it, bad publicity is good publicity, right? In an SNL type way. But I don't know if that'll upset the community.
Wait, I just remembered. Tanger, did you win bitch shits the other night?
I did. Yes.
Am I sending you hats or what?
Oh, is that the deal? Is that
Yeah.
Is that the deal? Yeah. Shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah. I'd be.
How
keen.
about this, Jim Rat? Jim Rat, right now over that way. Move me over there.
Jim.
What are you saying?
Jim Rat. Jim Rat.
Jim Rat?
Are you
over
there,
here.
bro?
Are you still here?
What's up, little kitty?
It's like he's going like this. He's like,
do you know? Was it Nerd Girl that started off that thing where everyone tries to like link? Everyone tries to link arms or whatever at the ends of her streams, and other way, it's that way. So, like, that would be me like that. It's actually a lot harder. It's actually a lot harder than it seems because it's the reverse of what you expect.
Whoa. Okay, so it's this.
See how hard it is? So I'm pretty sure it was Nerd Girl that
I see.
does this where everyone links arms.
Well, we can't do it with Wales.
Oh yeah, Wales.
Fucking troll, Whale.
Now Wales.
You're welcome.
He's there to
Wales
make us
is like-
stop doing stupid shit.
Wales is like a wild card where it's an instant connect, like as in you just
He's a
assume
joke
that the connect
What
works.
cards did you want?
I thought that was
hang
quite
on.
funny.
Pause this, Jim Rat, right now. You pick someone that's watching right now, and I'll send one of these hats.
Who wants a hat, guys? Who wants a
let's have a
hat?
giveaway.
Biceps in the chat. If you put 4 biceps in the chat, you're eligible.
That hex.com.
How about one?
Biceps in
How
the
about
chat.
just one
Bacon,
big
I
ass?
don't have a hat. I have no hat.
Let's go.
Can I have a hat?
he's like, well, give me a second.
I
Let
would
me
like
go
a
on
hat
my
as well,
burner
because-
account right now and be like, oh, there's that. He's gonna be like, oh,
Anyone
there's
who
random
will
guy.
send
1,
me
2,
Hex
3,
merch,
4.
I will accept Hex merch. Okay? I will accept Hex merch. Okay, you heard it here first. Breaking news. I will accept Hex merch. DM me, I guess. No, but Wendy sent me like 7 t-shirts, and I was just like, they haven't came yet, so I've been like so stoked out to like wear something. I have no like Hex other than the fucking shit on the wall, which is pretty lit.
Mayo, are the backs of those hats snapbacks or flex fits?
Nah, they're here. I'll take this. Don't look at me, ugly mug now.
They are snapbacks. So I'm happy to donate my hat from winning bitch tits of the week to Jim Rat because I pretty much only wear flex fits. Like
What's a flex fit versus a regular fit?
I've got a bit.
It only has the
no
one that has the
Flex fit
tags.
means there's nothing at the back.
I'll rock it, whatever it is.
It's
Throw it
mainly
on.
because I've got a little bit of a small head. So like I find that the flex fits the snapbacks, I have to make them so small that then I've got the shit like hanging off the side of the hat. So
Righto. These two right here, they're yours.
Jim Rat, you need to take a pick out of those
Get
two.
the hex.com.
I want the
get
Hex.com one. I have no
Yeah.
Hex.com shit, dude.
Hey, I'll send you both, bro.
Oh!
That was a trick question, you know? That was a trick question. Let's go,
trick
Mayo.
One,
Let's go. Let's go.
two.
We got another one here.
both.
All righty, here we go, guys. Now we're in business. This is what I've been waiting for the whole time.
What's one without two? Two's
I just
company.
wanted merch.
Three's
I
a
was just
crowd.
waiting. Starting this YouTube channel was a way for me to get free merch without buying it.
Yeah.
Boom. Righto.
Smart plans and hex.
Two more to give away. Let's
Dude.
go.
Oh,
For the
fuck.
one.
That pulse one looks dope
dude,
as
that
fuck.
pulse one with the silver looks fucking sick.
Oh, these are sick.
Boom.
Holy
Right.
shit, dude. Wales, you're talking about that silver one. Man,
Yeah.
that is
Fuck, man.
gangster.
I wish right now I wasn't streaming.
So,
Dude.
All right,
Discord syndicate.
I'm gonna pick someone random.
I'll send you one, Wales.
All right, my hand's off the trigger.
Oh, appreciate that, brother.
It's on Bob Lagai. Bob, there's no way you're giving up your address to anything. Or you probably Bob, do you want the hat? You won the hat. I just did the random giveaway and you won the hat.
Hold up. Crypto business idea. Decentralized addressing, like address aliasing. Actually, it exists. It already exists, and you don't need crypto to do it.
I need to do this.
There are delivery services. I discovered these when I started, so back in the day, if you go back years. So now pretty much everyone ships globally. But back in the day, we didn't even have Amazon in Australia. And when you would go on American websites, typically they would only do like USA, Canada, that like you couldn't get them to ship to Australia for a lot of really cool shit. So companies started up that give you an address at a warehouse in America. And so you send all your shit there, batch it, and then they send it to you wherever you are in the globe. So a system like that would also protect you from doxing your own address. So it could be used. So say with that ledger hack where
Righto.
everyone's
These two
shit got doxed out. If you were using one of those mail forwarding services, all the hackers would get if they leaked your info is the address of the mail forwarding service place, not your actual home or your PO box.
Yeah. So PayPal basically does that. So when I actually tried to make a company like this, it actually cost in Canada a lot of money. It was 4 years ago when I started like a consolidation shit. Yeah, like little company, and then fucking I remember Trump dicked me when he came into office, and like he created this new law that didn't allow me to make business in like United States. I had to shut down the whole idea. But what we wanted to do was basically do that, right? Where we would provide every internet site the opportunity where we would take the privacy info and we would take all liability of the information, the database, all that bullshit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was like, man, that's gonna be crazy. I remember telling people like this is gonna be crazy in the future, and they're like, but who's gonna give you their information? I'm like, it's not giving me. It's like not. They don't want to give the person that they wanted to. It's like just send it to my profile, and then they could send it, but we take it, like, you know, you would have to secure it. And I really thought that blockchain could help that, but man,
So-
it didn't work out.
Man,
So it
drop
doesn't,
your
it
Twitter.
doesn't it doesn't fully solve the problem, but it does mean
Yeah,
that
but they
you-
did end up doing it. Like PayPal has that. PayPal has that.
It reduces the risk profile from rather than you sending your address to literally every fucker that you buy something from, you're only giving it to one company, and then you're right that PayPal does it with your financial details, right? You give them your credit card, and then they verify the payment to all the merchants. So you're saying PayPal now does an address version of that?
Well, when you send stuff, like, let's say you have it, like, it's your business, right? So you could create, like, I could get a PO box and not have my house, and like it just sends to my PO box, which is the company. But then because the company is known that
But
I'm
that's not
a
what
client,
we do.
it sends it to my house. So
Sorry, Mayo.
you could create your own business through your web, like a website, right? Like someone could just have their own website on their business, and like a business. Well, it's not really a business; it's just their website where they can post like hats.
You're going off in a different direction. My question is, does PayPal allow that? Like,
Yeah,
as in,
well, no one knows. Like, if you send their shit like through PayPal, like you sell. If someone were to buy on PayPal, you don't know where the address. Like, you're just buying it, it's sending it to you. It's PayPal that's sending it to you, and the express service. It's not the company. The company ships it to you, but the company has the liability, right? He doesn't, right? So that's decentralized. So if you could create something decentralized on a blockchain where that information can, it's not a company, but it's on a like. It's basically, I don't know how, I'm not a developer, but it's like how they do like the privacy.
They're famous. Sorry,
understanding with PayPal was that your payment
Yeah.
details are protected and shielded. The merchant
Yeah.
never sees the payment details. However, they are given your address so that they can send the shit directly to you.
Yeah, but the person, in order for them to have it, you have to be registered. So it's like it's centralized. Sorry, it's not. Yeah,
Interrupt these there for a sec while these boys are messaging me in the chat there. Like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. Go.
Bubbly guy, yeah.
You guys
For those
speak up.
that don't know, Mayo Hayes on Twitter, whatever you want to do, DM me. Everybody got crypto games. May do have a website for the fight match. We don't yet. We'll set something up. We've got a collab going with the Rise Championship and some Discord Syndicate and Team London HEX.com merchandise. We'll be putting it forward through soon. So if you're interested, DM me and we'll put you on the list and we'll get some stuff happening. So we got the hats here. We got the shirts going on.
I want that shirt, bro. Oh yeah, I've seen those on.
I really like what Bitfinesse said. Can we start a campaign to make sure every Hexican is at least wearing a Hex or a Pulsechain hat in public? You know, like in the real world. Remember? I actually agree.
man.
I agree with that. I agree with that. That should be the number one thing. Everyone should get at least a jacket, like a nice jacket.
When I'm meeting up with Hex, because I'm not randomly walking around with Hex stuff. Not in New York.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an obstacle.
not in New York. Yeah, true.
Hey,
Well,
if you're scared, so be it, man.
Well, the Aussies
I
can't even get their
I
hands on a
understand.
gun
I
down here.
understand
Them
what-
people will shoot your ass.
I
Being
understand.
tactically efficient. You ain't doing shit making yourself a target in this motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
That's true.
I'll tell you
I also don't
100%.
walk around anywhere, so it'll just be in my house, pretty much. I quit walking around when I found Hex.
Hey, have you seen the fucking
Flexing on your flat,
tape on
mate.
the back of my head, boys?
Oh yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
Can you still see it? I don't know
Is
if
it
you
still
can
there?
see it.
Yeah, it is still there. Yep.
What are we looking
Now
at?
you're out of scope. You're out of scope.
What are we looking
There you
at?
go. His haircut. A little bit up.
That's the Hex.
There you go.
Oh, there we go,
sick.
baby.
There
Sick.
you go.
Sick.
There we go.
There you go.
I ain't scared, bro. I don't give a fuck about OPSEC.
Yeah, nah,
I'm
fuck
out here
that.
fucking chilling the motherfucker like a crazy man.
Motherfuckers will rip your hat off and you won't see it coming out here, bro. So feel
Fuck
you.
them comes. Feel them coming.
You're not gonna feel them coming. Don't worry. You ain't gonna have a chance to tell them fuck them.
Another thing too, I think everyone, like, we should all have at least something. Like, I need to go get a shirt or something of Hex because I cannot be on stream with other locals on. I'm sorry. I feel like an idiot wearing hats, other
I'm waiting
hats.
for my
and shit like-
Gymshark sponsorship call, so I'm gonna keep just wearing this only 3 shirts I have.
Gymshark is rubbish, bro. Gymshark is rubbish.
Well, you know, if you had the Hex logo, you could say, "Well, hey, man, I've already done sponsorship. You want to sponsor me? I could wear the shit." That's how you approach them, not by not wearing anything.
Like, it's one thing to like wear a logo, You know, it's another thing to be like, oh, go to hex.com. I'm
Yeah.
a bitch. You know what I mean?
But as streamers that represent ourselves in real life, like I should be technically be able to go like.
Now, if you're a streamer, you better stop showing your face on stream. That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's what I think. I've always had that stance since day one.
Well, just less attack vectors.
That's it. Ain't no more, no less.
Bro, my life history, I don't give a fuck. This is the least of my worries. So.
Yeah, really, me too.
No, he's right though. He's right. He's right.
Everybody isn't on the same page. That's all.
You got to
Mayo.
When you got
7-8 digits, when you got 7-8 digits, and someone knows you got 7-8 digits, you got to be careful.
They coming. They don't give a fuck. It costs nothing.
And you know what? You could do like me. You could do like me, right? Which is never go to South America and never go to Asia, and you'll lower your chances.
I've got way less than what all you guys think in regards to Hex. Way less. I have a lot more to worry about in my other activities in the underworld than I have to worry about Hex. And I'm telling you what, I don't give a fuck. I'm not scared. Someone's got to be the front man, and I'm more than happy to fucking be out there, shilling it, and not scared to show face and be the person. People need to see someone, man. They need to see someone face to face, or they're not going to believe it. You just see people online, they're not going to believe it. You've got to be somewhere face to face talking.
Yeah, but that's why we do that.
But as an Australian, you know that for a fact, because no.
That's why we do the in-person meetups. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? When you got an organized, structured event, that's fine. But I'm saying, don't be out here acting like you a fucking one-man army because you're not.
100%. I'm not going to no conference alone. I'm not going to no conference alone. You're crazy.
I mean, they out here drugging motherfuckers at parties, bro.
But I'll do whatever the fuck I want here in Australia. I don't give a fuck. As long as it's for the greater good, I'll do it.
Well,
someone's got to do
it. Do we want to complete the mission or not? Now, this is the problem people have. They think doing shit the way they want is doing it. And that's not doing it, bro. That's how I used to think. Now, my fucking mission is now making sure we flip this motherfucker. My mission isn't doing shit my way. My mission is flipping this motherfucker. So I'm going to do what I got to do to make sure we flip this motherfucker. And if that requires me to not show my motherfucking face, well, that's what the fuck I'm going to do. Because guess what? Motherfuckers got to understand what's going on, and my message has to get the fuck out there. So that's what my focus is on.
And that's what I use. I use info from people like you, and I'll bring it forward as the face that people trust.
No, sure, but that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody has to play their angle. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying, like, it's one thing to go to an event and be hexed out. It's another thing to walk around like a hex billboard if you live in fucking, fucking Watts or fucking the Bronx, and like you just doing stupid shit. Cause somebody gonna ham you up. They're not gonna understand keys, coins, all that stupid shit, and they just gonna slice you apart until they bleed you to death. And that's just gonna be the end of it, bro. This is real life where I come from.
It doesn't happen here, brother.
Well, it does here. You see, this is my concern.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Mayo. I never used to leave my house without anything. This and this, that's it. Maybe a couple rings on, that's it. This and this. Them, it's different, bro. Completely different. Life is different.
I've done
for me, I understand. I would understand him 100%. He could literally have like that logo, like on the Punisher there, on the Hex Punisher, that logo. He could literally have it on his head every day he walks out, because someone just doesn't like it. They just fuck this guy, just because they saw his face. That's deep, man. That's deep. Man, I don't give a shit. What the fuck are they gonna do to me?
There's more to me to worry
about. There's people richer than me where I live, so it's like I'm nothing to worry about. So
I've got a lot more to worry about than I do about a bit of Hex or crypto than anything else. And I'm not scared to fucking do it. And I'm more than happy to be the man that fucking puts a face out there and helps promote it and shill it. Because I'm not fucking
scared. You gotta understand. You're conflating. It's not about being scared, none of that shit. You're conflating. It's about achieving the mission. Okay? If your mission is to be out there, be a front face, and that's what the fuck you do. That ain't my mission. That's my point. See, everybody's mission is gonna be different, so everybody's role is gonna be different. Richard is showing his face. Richard's doing what he has to do because that's his role. His role ain't my role. Richard cannot show his face and say the shit that I say. That's a fact. Mm-hmm. Period. That ain't no opinion, bro. That's a fact. Because his ass is gonna get taken out. Fuck a YouTube channel. That's the least of his worries. Let him talk like me and show his face. And be who he is. His ass is not gonna fucking make it to next week. Because that's the world we live in. That ain't my opinion, bro. That's just what it is. This is a big league game. This is not some fucking bullshit industry where contracts and nah, there ain't no rules in finance, bro. I suggest people realize that because this is exactly why crypto exists.
There ain't no rules in what I do, bro.
No. You don't get me confused, brother. Every game is the same. But there's levels to the game that we're playing. Right? We're not doing no fool rule shit here. We're not taking money for any of this. So we're automatically removed from that bucket. We're already a step above. Makes us dangerous for that. Just based on that, we're dangerous.
The most dangerous enemy is the one you can't see, man. Art of
Dude,
War.
that's me and Sam's whole mission. It's like I tell him every day. I'm like,
I'm telling you, Mayo. The best one is the punch you didn't see. It's the kick you didn't see. It's the person behind you. It's the sucker punch. That's the most dangerous part. It's the person you can't see.
Because what we're doing
I know, bro. I've been doing this shit for 20 years, brothers. I know.
So you got to understand, it's not about being scared. It's about accomplishing the mission.
Being aware.
That's right.
Calculated risk.
Because
your calculations are always right, bro. Unless you took variables.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm telling Mayo, like, everybody's role is different. That's why you can do what you do.
You're right, too, though. Like, you should also have that
attitude.
Where Mayo, like,
but that's why I'm saying, like, that's right. Everybody plays their role. If you're a public figure and you're doing what you're doing and that's what's working, then that's what you need to continue doing. But also understand the flip side of that. Because there's always a risk to no matter what we do. There's always a risk. It doesn't matter. You know, it is what it is. Somebody's going to figure out what I look like one day. I'm not invincible. I'm not some ghost.
No one's invincible, right? You just got to do the best you can.
And you just got to do the best you can. That's right.
I still go out every once. Like the only reason I don't go out now is because I'm really focused on the stuff.
Yeah, I still leave my house.
But for me, I worry about my OPSEC now because I know for the first time in my life, I'm like a computer person, and I've never been that before. I don't know anything about like the internet life, right? Like I'm just new to this, but my whole life I was never on the computer ever, like ever.
Yeah,
I was always doing something, whether that was bad, good, illegal, legal, but it was on the feet. You know what I mean? But now it's just like I wouldn't want someone to presume that I have some fat bag because I'm always wearing HEX shit all the time. I like to keep that a little bit on the low, but I can make more of an impact on here by just keeping my shit out there a little bit on the low and just keeping it hot on here, you know? But for me.
But that's the thing. Everybody's mission is different, and that's the point. Like, if you're a public persona, like you live in B-More, I would not recommend you walk around talk about nothing crypto or money related or hold on, man. Like, it's just about location, right? Location and reality. Like, we can be whoever we are. That doesn't mean you can't see what you can't see. That you can see what you can't see. Just like homeboy that got shot up over here yesterday, they was watching that dude for days. Just watching that dude.
And every rapper that we know, Wales, gets shot to death before they're 24 in our cities. Like everyone that flashes anything,
that's
shot
common,
to death.
bro. That's common here, man.
Yeah, very common.
That's common.
It's almost like it's almost just a truth. Like if you continue,
it's a fact.
You just push that element. There's guys out there. It's like scammers. They're always going to be there. Someone's putting themselves in that position, and I'm just going to not try to. But that's just where I live. Too. It's just like
it's about where I. It's about
if I was over in like a nice suburb in Texas, I'd be chilling probably a little bit more. You know, like. But I'm a little bit too close to the city.
It wouldn't matter. Like if I walk around here being like, "Yo, y'all got to check this out. It's done this, that, da 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 da." The automatic calculation is going to be, I got X in my pocket. That motherfucker already got it. 1 + 1 is 2. Motherfuckers around here, they think quick and slick. And that's most places in America. You know,
Most
you go
certainly,
down,
for
yeah, you
sure.
go down south, man. You fuck around, get caught up in the wrong place, and it's just because you're outnumbered. It's a numbers game always. So it's about being smart. There's nothing wrong with promoting, but you got to be smart about it because you don't want to be out there acting like you some John Wick. Ain't nobody John Wick up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody no John Wick.
Damn right.
Like, and that's all. You know, let's just be reasonable and let's be professional about what we're doing because I don't give a fuck, just like you don't, Mayo. And that's exactly why I'm not showing my face because the shit I got is the nuclear bomb. I have the nuclear bomb. Once everybody understands what I have in my head, it's game over for them. They have no way of clawing back. But it's a process because everybody isn't just going to understand my point of view or what I have in my head because it's just not that simple. There's a lot of moving parts, and everybody has to see how all these moving pieces interconnect. Because just like you're lied about with respect to your health, you're lied about with respect to your education, you're lied about with respect to your finances, you're lied about with respect to your whole livelihood. And that's the type of shit that we got to keep in mind because it's not just crypto. That's just a tool. The mission we have at hand is much bigger than just crypto. At least that's the way I see it. Because I'm not just doing this for crypto. The crypto shit is part of it. Because that has to come with it. Because we got to change the financial system. That's not optional. What option do we have? Do we have one? I mean, I don't see what option we do have. Because it's either we all let these motherfuckers take us to hell in the handbasket or we do what we got to do. And I'd rather take action. So that's my point of view on that shit.
I think that's a good
I
place,
agree.
guys. I need to freaking go rest.
All right, brother.
Thank you guys so much for coming on, talking about all the stuff. The Liquid Loans guys, thank you for coming on. If you're in this and you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. Go to hextolearn.com. Check it out. It's a dope site. Everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day. And I am going to take a rest.
Watch John Wick.
Peace out, brothers.
Peace.